Zach Neto, Mike Trout, Shonowell at the top of the order. They'll be the table sitters for this offense.
Yeah, it feels like this could be that opening day against a really good pitcher. Hunter Brown down in Houston looks like he's going to be getting opening day. What a pitching matchup that's going to be, by the way. Soriano and Brown down in Houston.
Yeah, it's already been announced for Hunter Brown for Houston and Soriano. And here's Tyler Glasnow, who, as always, is just trying to stay out there as long as he can.
Tremendous stuff. And his fastball, he'll touch up the triple digits himself, but his curveball really bread and butter.
Ball one to Zach Neto. It was amazing watching Glasnow in the postseason last year. He really didn't pitch a whole lot during the regular season, only about 90 innings. And then he was out there trying to work out of the bullpen for a lot of the World Series. What a classic World Series it was. Still has a great arm as he gets a fastball by Neto. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Still trying to remember the batter he faced, where I even talked about it with a few friends. His pitch he threw inside to a right-handed batter. I forget, he got a ground ball, soft ground ball to be able to give him a chance to win that in extra innings. He was big for them out of the bullpen.
Yeah, game 6 and 7 he pitched out of the bullpen. Game 6 he entered with runners on second and third, nobody out in the bottom of the ninth with a 2-run lead, and got out of it on 3 pitches to earn his first major league save in game 6 of that World Series last year. It's 2-1, and Neto fouls one away.
One of my go-tos to be successful against Glasnow here tonight. I mean, it's a guy with power stuff. We said it often, but make him throw his fastball in the strike zone. He gets a lot of chases above the zone, but catch that curveball at the highest arc. That's when you get a chance to be able to lift it. When it goes down below the knees, that's the punch-out pitch. But catch it upstairs at that higher arc, get a chance to be able to lift it.
Breaking ball wipes out Neto, and Glasnow gets so much swing and miss with his curve and with his slider. Gets his first strikeout tonight.
Yeah, he's all about the punch-outs, that's for sure. And if he gets that curveball, that spot is tough. That's why you got to try to catch that if you can, the upper part of the strike zone.
That brings up Trout. It's a nice hand from the home crowd here at Angel Stadium. 26 homers last year, including the 400th of his major league career. Strike one poured in from Glasnow. Trout. And you feel like that big MVP season is still in there. And now at 34 years old, it seems like now is the time to strike. Kind of similar to George Springer last year, where there was just a resurgence because a great player can still be great even later in his career.
I mean, Wayne, you go back to his swings there the last 6 or 7 games. I mean, his hands, we talked a lot during the offseason, all about his hands. And his hands were so quick and so direct to the baseball. He finally felt that he found that after he hit that number 400 home run in Denver.
Yeah, he hit 5 homers over the last couple of weeks. He was right on that one from Glasnow as he fouls it back. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Trout.
And you can see a pitcher's reaction when he got away with that one. That's one of those line drives right back up the middle kind of swings.
Well, Glasnow is 6'8" out there, so he doesn't want to be involved in any line drives back up the middle.
No. Hard High School out in Santa Clarita.
Back home in Southern California, Glasnow had a big contract to sign with the Dodgers. Do they give out any other kind?
No. It's mandatory.
It is a different playing field with what they have and the resources they've been allowed. 2 balls and 2 strikes on Trout. There's the curveball missing upstairs, and it's 3-2. The Dodgers have poured billions into this roster. And Tyler Glasnow was certainly a big part of that when he signed a 9-figure deal. 3-2 on Trout. And a breaking ball lands for strike 3.
Well, after the breaking ball, the one before, he made that quick adjustment and he was able to drop this one in there. It's got a tight break to it. He's got always tremendous spin rate on his curveball, a little over 2,600 RPM. So he's got that spin on his curveball. Even though it's still technically spring training, it's still, he's got that bite to it already, which is big for the Dodgers as far as that rotation.
There's Nolan Shonowell looking at a strike. There are some questions to the Dodger rotation, and Blake Snell will begin the year on the injured list. No question about who the ace is, though, now. Yoshinobu Yamamoto has taken that over.
He went to another level in the postseason and World Series for me. That's an all-timer what he did.
He was insane. Shonowell fouls one back. 0-2 on the Angels first baseman. You believe that Nolan is a big part of what this offense can be.
Yeah, and we know how he controls the strike zone well. We know he can hit the ball left center, right center, but he was always, and he's been talking a lot about that, is creating more bat speed. We saw more baseballs hit harder last year for Sean Well than any point in his career. He's still such a young hitter, but now creating the bat speed to go along with that exit velocity should really help him out.
Yeah, there's still room to grow there in terms of his exit velocities and his bat speed, and he knows that. Working hard on that all the time. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Now, a couple of things can be true here. He had a very large increase in bat speed last year, but he's still well below the league average in that regard.
And he's so strong, and he's still so young. You feel it's still going to be increasing as he goes along in his career.
You think even if he just gets to league average, that's when you'll start to see that average creep up toward 300, because he is a very good hitter. But Glass now gets the best of him here and works a 1-2-3 first, striking out the side.
Hello.
Yo.
Hey.
You know what I'm thinking?
What are you thinking?
Hawks, Pelicans, Raptors, dinosaur parlay.
Okay.
I feel like mascots should affect the over-under, no? Try saying player props 3 times fast. Player props, player props, player props. A little easier than I thought it was going to be. I don't know. Ooh, betting in space? I'll be honest, I think the moon's overrated. I'm sorry. Back to my original thought.
Oh, my God.
New customers get up to $300 back in bonus bets every day for 10 days if your bets don't win.
Run from what I'm faced with. Came out the basement, young, strong, and courageous. That's how I made it. Yeah, I'm about that action. Yeah, let's make it happen. You see, at the end, it's crying out. Whoa. All of my eyes, we praying on failure. We put in the work, our hands in the dirt. We knocking down all of the barriers. We cannot be stopped, just God is my witness. We cannot be finished, we won't be diminished at all. We spinning the block, we double the pop, we coming the ball. Are you kidding me? Fireworks galore! We live for domination. Can't stop this. Let's go. You can't stop this. Let's go. You can't stop this. Never.
On the mound, and before the game tonight, manager Kurt Suzuki announced that Ryan Johnson and Jack Kahanowitz would be in the Angels starting rotation to 5th starters in that rotation, respectively. Grayson Rodriguez dealing with a little bit of a dead arm. He will likely start the season on the injured list, but Zook wanted to be very clear that both Jack and RJ, they earned these opportunities based on how well they pitched this spring training. As far as Jack in particular, he learned a lot about those struggles last season, and he thought a lot about it this past offseason. He said he learned the most after those outings when he got kicked in the teeth, so he had a lot to reflect on this offseason. But he also spoke about working with the new Angels pitching coach Mike Maddox this spring. It's been great. He says he keeps things very simple for him, but Jack also added, as far as making the opening day roster, it'll never get old being teammates with Mike Trout.
You look at what he did. I mean, we're going to be able to see that at, a little different arm angle, stand a little taller on the pitching rubber. He looks really good. Both him and Ryan Johnson threw the ball unreal. The whole spring, every game they went out there and just absolutely dominated. The guys, position players were coming up and go, these kids are unreal right now. And Mike Maddox, for me, is as good at acquisition of anybody in baseball. And these kids love talking pitching with him, and he's earned that respect. He's one of the best in the game, right?
It's a big deal to get Mike Maddox to come to the Angels. The Texas Rangers had his services over the last number of years, including when they won the World Series in 2023. He was in Washington when they won the World Series in 2019. 2-2 the count here on Freeman, who off-swing foul. And of course, he is the brother of one of the great pitchers of all time in Greg Maddux. So there is a wealth of knowledge there from Mike Maddox that is to be passed along to this pitching staff.
And what you're seeing from Clawson already, he is such a big believer in the changeup. Both him and his brother had a pretty good changeup too.
This one is headed toward the left field corner. Long run for Josh Lowe. It's a foul ball.
And you look at that changeup for him so far today for Clawson. It's been so good. Shohei out in front. You see his reaction on that. The same thing there for Tucker out in front. And this one right here was unbelievable. That was a swing. You don't see that too often from Mookie Betts, but that was a great right-on-right changeup.
Yeah, you don't even see that all that often, a right-on-right changeup like that to get a strikeout against a good hitter. That's strike 3 called to Freeman. Backdoor slider got him. Back-to-back strikeouts for Clawson.
But a 93-mile-an-hour slider too, Wayne.
Yeah, that's that kind of cutter-ish slider that he throws.
Yeah, and it just frees you the hitter. You give up on it because you think it's off the plate. But going back to the changeup and how Mike Maddox has really worked hard with the guys, and I've been in a couple of conversations. He wants everybody to believe, because so often hitters get so mad when they're making out on the changeup, like, challenge me with a fastball. He goes, all right, I will if you agree to make it out on a fastball. I'm going to use that changeup all night long.
Will Smith is the batter here. Will Smith had that big home run in Game 7 of the World Series. Now 2 balls and no strikes on Smith, who's been a steady presence for the Dodgers in the middle of the order as a catcher. See Clawson's pitch usage here, using that changeup quite a lot against the first 4 and now 5 hitters. 2 balls and 1 strike, make that 3-0 on Smith. But in regard to Grayson Rodriguez, the Angels gave up a lot to get him. Taylor Ward was sent to the Orioles. Rodriguez still with a few years left of team control. Had some very good years in Baltimore until the injuries nabbed him. He could be a big presence for this rotation when he's healthy.
And he threw the ball fairly well for me in spring training. And even talking to him, he said it was a little bit of a dead arm period. And you see that and hear that a lot with pitchers when they haven't pitched in a while. And he hasn't really pitched in a while. But the stuff was there.
There's a drive foul, and it's a full count on Smith, 3-2.
By the way, that's a great pitch, 3-1 changeup. Right on right. That's what you want. And it's ooh and ah, but it was pulled foul. There's no way you're keeping that fair.
He's way out in front of it.
Yeah. But Grayson Rodriguez, Angel fans are going to love him. He's big, he's strong. And Jim Palmer told me during the winter, Angel fans are going to love him.
That looked pretty good. We're going to have our first challenge on the broadcast tonight. See, put your arms down and sort it out.
I'm loosening it up.
Just wait.
Yes.
We're going to see right here if it's a strike or not. And we can't argue with ABS. We can try, though. And it's, what is that? Is it a strike? That's
yes,
a strike.
So
he's out. Thank you for all that feedback, Alfonso Marquez. And now Will Smith will have a seat. That's a strike as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah. And that's one of those ones, too, I really firmly believe if crossing the front of the plate was probably more of it, barely, it still is strike.
Yeah.
If one's got a touch. It's like watching a tennis match.
There's the cubic zone that they are using in terms of how the strikes are called from the height of the batter. As Max Muncy takes ball one. All these guys had to be measured, you know.
Yeah, I know. Some guys, Gavin Luxwood was it. He went from like 6'2" to 5'11".
Yeah, all of a sudden he went from your height to my height. How did that happen? Well, Shohei grew. You know, he's the only one that's been growing over the last 6 months. A constant freak of nature, Shohei Ohtani. 2 balls, no strikes on Muncy.
That's a great pitch there. But I love what Logan O'Hoppe did right away on that pitch. He felt exactly where he wanted that pitch to be thrown, and right away put the challenge up.
And it worked perfectly. So the Angels will retain that challenge. They still have 2.
Oh, that's another good one there, too. That's where I'll be tapping my hat all game long.
You would need a helmet out there.
That was all over the strike zone, by the way.
It's all about, you know, when to challenge it. That last was a 3-2 pitch to Will Smith. He was going to get the walk and get on base. That was a worthy challenge as Muncy floats this one over out of play.
It's always great to see when a young pitcher is comfortable enough to throw a 3-1 changeup. Threw that one to Muncy, threw one there to Will Smith. When you have that in you, the trust, and that's a good rapport you're seeing there with Logan O'Hoppe. Whereas Clawson so far is the rapport they're having.
3-2 on Muncy. 3 straight strikeouts for Clawson against Betts, Freeman, and Smith. This is the guy who didn't make the rotation. They had to brought Kohanowitz on. They brought Johnson on, and Walbert Urena is going to be in the bullpen as kind of a long man.
That is incredible stuff he has. Now, when you see a swing like that from Max Muncy, we know how much power he has. I wonder if he doesn't drop that changeup on now.
3 balls, 2 strikes. And Muncy out in front of that was able to foul it off.
Smart pitch. Muncy's so difficult to get him to swing anything out of the strike zone.
You got to make him swing and miss in the zone. Or take strike 3, which is what happened there. Muncy down looking, and George Clawson strikes out the side against the mighty Dodgers.
It's showtime. It is opening day. There's nothing like it.
A key for the game today. Little black-eyed peas. Let's get it started. It's always fun at the Big A here. Freeway Series against the Dodgers to get it started. Feel that big league game. We see that on Thursday.
Strike in there from Tyler Glasnow to Jorge Soler, who is the designated hitter today. Soler, then Moncada and Adele hitting in the 6th spot against Glasnow here tonight. Glasnow struck out the side at the bottom of the 1st. George Clawson returned the favor in the top of the 2nd, taking down Freeman, Smith, and Muncy, and that's after he struck out Betts in the 1st.
By the way, in spring training, you see Jorge Soler is in great shape. I'm like, when is he not? But he's in even better shape this year.
Yeah, water's wet.
Yeah. I was like, he's in the best shape of his life. I said, hello. He's really swung the bat well, too, here in spring training.
1 ball, 2 strikes on Soler. Certainly doesn't feel like spring training as Soler takes ball 2. You know, normally it's a bit cooler here for the Freeway Series. Kind of feels like a regular season, almost summertime warmth here at the Big A.
Well, everyone knows how the warm weather is so important for you, Wayne. They wanted to make sure everything was good for you.
Well, I'm feeling wonderful, actually, with how this weather is. 2-2. Soler drives one to right center field. Hit pretty well. Out toward the gap. It is gone. That's a home run. You know, sometimes with that wall out there, the batter is the last to realize it. But that is a home run for Jorge Soler.
Yeah, that's an impressive swing. That's what I'm talking about, how good he's feeling right now. That is a line drive rocket the other way on a 97-mile-an-hour fastball. Almost 110 off the bat.
He's got to carry his ankle brace around the bases with him after he took it off at second base.
Wow, what a rocket that was. Well, so let's get it started. Well, we did. Soler power.
Yeah, the ball met the wall real quick. It's a line drive rocket from Jorge Soler. Angels lead 1-0. Here's Moncada as he takes ball 1. Moncada feeling a bit refurbished after he dropped about 15-20 pounds in the offseason. Re-signed with the Angels, got a new 1-year deal.
When he was healthy last year, solid defensively, and remember that home run he hit up in, what was it, West Sacramento?
Oh, yes.
Well, we found that on the way back to the hotel.
Well, that was in Sacramento. Don't get me confused already. I striked him on count of 2-1.
That's my job, man.
Well, only took an inning and a half to be completed. Wave and a miss. Hard to hit Glasnow, period, let alone to get a home run off him. Last year, opponents only hit 177 against Glasnow. That was the lowest batting average allowed in the major leagues.
Yeah, walks have always been an issue, and staying on that mound. And when he's healthy, there's no arguing. He's got some of the best stuff in the game.
Swing and a miss here as Glasnow records his 4th strikeout, but he couldn't get by Jorge Soler.
It's a 97-mile-an-hour fastball, though. The heart of the plate, he stayed on it. He provided that power. Mentioned about almost 110 off the bat. Line drive out right center field. That's it. That's the kind of swing of Brady Anderson, the new hitting coach for the Halos. Just loves a swing like that.
And talk about a familiar name for older fans. As Joe Adell looks at ball 1. Brady Anderson is here. He is the hitting coach. He and John Mabry and a couple others will be leading the hitting group. John Mabry, a former big leaguer as well. Brady Anderson had some fine years as an Oriole. As Adell bounces one foul.
And he has a lot of respect from the guys in that lineup here. And guys on the bench. A student of the game. He loves the hitting. And he had some great power, but he had some great power the other way. Kind of a swing like you saw with Soler.
1 ball, 1 strike.
And he reminded me of the home run he hit off me in Kansas City a few years ago. We were down in spring training.
A few.
I'm still mad at you. I'm still mad at you.
A few? 2 balls and 1 strike on Joe Adell, who had 37 home runs last year. It's funny, you have one of the great home run hitters of all time in Mike Trout. Yet Brady Anderson is the only man in the dugout with a 50-homer season.
Yeah.
Trout's never hit 50 in a year. Soler got pretty close when he set the Royals record. And Trout does have over 400 lifetime. Brady Anderson hit 50 in 1996 as a member of the Orioles. Just a few years ago.
Yeah, just a couple years ago.
Full count on Adell. Joe Adell's a guy who can hit 50 home runs in a season.
Yeah. Talk about a guy that's been locked in all spring training too. A great season last year.
Yeah, he hit 356 down in Arizona. That could be a sign of good things to come. You know, if you look at Adell's numbers past the homers and RBIs last year, as he swings and misses here for strike 3, you can make the case he even hit into some bad luck last year for a guy who hit 37 home runs. He's the 5th strikeout victim for Glasnow. 2 down. Start the 2026 season of Angels baseball off right. Be one of the first 25,000 fans Friday, April 3rd or Saturday, April 4th against the Mariners. They'll take home an Angels wall calendar courtesy of SoCal Gas. Angels.com/promotions today. Strike 1 to Josh Lowe, who is the newest Angel regular coming over from the Rays in the offseason.
How odd is it going to be down there for Rays fan when you don't have Lau or Lowe?
Yeah, they've gone a little bit higher without the Lows and Laus. They traded Josh Lowe to the Angels in a 3-team deal. Brock Burke was sent to Cincinnati in that trade. That's how Gavin Lux, the shrinking Gavin Lux, ended up in Tampa Bay. Josh Lowe down on strikes. The Angels, though, get on the board. Jorge Soler rips one out to give the Angels a 1-0 lead.
The 5 Japanese-born players are returning to play in a major league game in front of their nation's fans for the first time.
This is the start of a journey for our team. We get to honor our teammates by coming to their home country.
These Japanese players are showing the kids this can be a dream for you if you want it.
Japan has taken baseball and recreated it in its own image.
Homecoming, the Tokyo series, premieres March 27th on the CNN app.
Clawson has been outstanding so far. His changeup has been excellent. 3 straight here called third strikes with fastballs, his changeup, and there locks up Muncy with a fastball in the inside part of the play. 4 straight strikeouts, 3 looking. Changeup great, 98-99 with his fastball so far for Clawson.
Well, we have not seen a lot of contact so far in this one. George Clawson has struck out 4 in a row. Tyler Glasnow, all 6 of his outs have been strikeouts. So 10 punch-outs in the first 2 innings between these 2 pitchers with tremendous arms. As Teoscar Hernandez leads off here in the 3rd. Takes ball 1. Hernandez, that's a pretty good 7th hitter. I think you're doing all right if this guy's hitting 7th for you.
A lot of big moment swings for the Dodgers over the years, too.
Just the last couple, but he got on board on the right time. As the Dodgers have taken off to win back-to-back titles and are trying, they'll this year try to be the first ever National League team to win the World Series 3 years in a row. Only American League teams have done it. The Yankees a few times, and the A's. That ball hit well to right center field. Same spot as Soler. Maybe a bit further up. Teoscar Hernandez has left the building.
That was a 98-mile-an-hour fastball, too, going the other way. Fell behind. A real good fastball hitter can sit on a fastball, and he drives it out right center.
The Dodgers get on the board just like the Angels did with an opposite field home run.
Kind of ran a similar spot where Soler hit his out. It was 97 on that. This is 98. Got those arms extended. Was able to lift that one out. Oh, about 405 feet.
As a strike to Andy Pages, who has become a very dependable center fielder for the Dodgers. It was quite a scene in Game 7 of the World Series last year, and he basically tackled Kike Hernandez to catch a ball that saved the season for the Dodgers. It's not an easy road in that World Series. They had a lot of things go right in those last couple of games, especially in the last game alone. A classic, all-time great World Series and World Series Game 7 against the Blue Jays.
Well, you add that in there in the World Baseball Classic. Baseball is on a roll right now.
Well, a lot of eyes on this game right now, and the World Baseball Classic was a big part of the reason why baseball is feeling great about where it sits heading into this season. As that misses the outside corner. 2-2 on Pages. Of course, that little Italian engine that could in the World Baseball Classic, Team Italy.
Yes.
What a run for those espresso drinking Italians. You're just mad that I waited until the 3rd inning to say.
I can't believe you said that.
Earlier.
I know. This is shocking. You were probably written down about a month ago now, it feels like.
Pages fouls one back. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Sam Aldegheri, who came in the trade with Clawson, he pitched well in one of the games for the Italian team.
Threw the ball really well that first game.
Yeah. They made quite a surprise run all the way to the semifinals. That is close. Ball 4. O'Hoppe will not challenge. So Andy Pages draws a walk with nobody out. Calling all Angels fans, stop by the Big A Friday, April 3rd, the 4th annual live from the red carpet home opener, 12:30 to 4 before your Halos take on the Mariners. We're rolling out the red carpet, player appearances, exclusive interviews, and more. Angels.com/promotions for details.
This is when we talked about the ABS challenges. Really, in that sequence against Pages, there was twice he was out. You know, if you challenge him there, but you don't want, at certain times you don't want to feel like you want to take that chance and not have that challenge later on in the game.
It really becomes more important to have them in the 7th, 8th, and 9th innings. But sometimes you never know how a call early in a game can affect the whole game. Yeah. So it's really discretion of the catcher in most cases to use that, or the batter, because it could really hamper your team later in the game if you blow one early that you wish you had. So it still puts catcher framing on the forefront and catcher's decision making even more so.
Yep.
And the umpires are still very involved in terms of calling balls and strikes. Alex Freeland fouls one off. Some wanted ABS to be involved on every pitch. And at least for now, it's going to be this challenge system as it keeps the role of the home plate umpire and the catcher in terms of the pitch framing. Very much something that needs to be worked on and done for these players.
I think for the fan perspective, too, they kind of like that, too.
2 balls, 1 strike on Freeland.
See if he can get that changeup, try to run that down and see if he can get him out in front, roll it over to Peraza at second base.
Throw to first. Alex Freeland, who had a good spring, found out today that he was going to be making the roster to start the season. Haesung Kim was sent out to AAA to make room for Freeland, who will share second base with Miguel Rojas. He drives this one to left center pretty well. Trout's back for it. Has some room. Right in front of the track, makes the catch. Paez goes to second base on the long fly. 1 away, and he'll bring up Shohei. Let's flash you back to last year's Freeway Series and a triple play off the bat of Ohtani.
I mean, we always joke around. You come to the ballpark, you see something you may never see again. But for Shohei Ohtani to hit into a triple play in that moment, that was unreal. Zach Neto's reaction and expression after the game was even better.
Just incredible quickness from Neto to catch that ball and in one motion step on second base and throw to first to get all 3 outs. I asked him before, was he thinking about that kind of play? Do you think that way before the ball comes off the bat? And he said no. It was pure reaction.
By the way, how about that challenging Shohei at 1-0 pitch, got a fastball by him. But his instincts at shortstop are off the charts. We were lucky enough to see Anderson Simmons over the years too with those kind of instincts. Neto has it.
1 ball, 1 strike. Ohtani looks at a pitch that just missed. Backdoor slider, 2 balls and 1 strike.
That for me is another good strike.
That misses more widely, ball 3. George Clawson, 24 years old. This is his first time pitching on a big league mound. He's shown so much poise here tonight. You forget that he's kind of auditioning.
Yeah.
And he walks Ohtani, so now 2 walks in the inning. After Clawson mowed through the first 2 innings, having more issues here in the 3rd. Kia player profile. Clawson out of the University of Minnesota, drafted by the Phillies. He was a 6th round pick. He actually didn't pitch all that well in college, but once he got to pro ball, he started throwing a lot more strikes, and that really vaulted him up those lists of prospects and futures games and all the things that make you start to believe in a guy being a big leaguer.
Yeah, and watching his arm, you see him in spring training, watching his bullpen sessions, just the craft he has as far as pitching and the mechanics he has. He was a conversation in spring training. Everyone was in love with what they saw from him so far. And this is one of those moments too. It's a learning moment right now. You're facing the heart of the lineup for the Dodgers. It's easy when you're on a roll to get outs, like we showed those 3 strikeouts he had in a row in the 2nd inning, all looking. But now you have a little stress. See how you respond here. This is a big moment here for Clawson.
And he's going to have to fight for it against Kyle Tucker with a couple of base runners, 2 walks after the home run by Teoscar Hernandez. And it's Tucker taking strike 1. Mike Maddox came out, hands on the shoulders. Mike can be someone who likes to go out there, make sure he's right in on the pitchers. Hand on the back, hand on the shoulder. 2 hands on the shoulders that time. As Tucker fouls one off. He wants your attention.
Yeah, he massages that information into the shoulder.
I think it's osmosis is working.
Yes.
Well, whatever his methods have been and are, they work.
Yeah. You look at the Rangers last year, they won the ERA title in the American League, and you never think of that when you think of the Rangers.
Yeah, and didn't make the playoffs. Pretty rare for a team to pitch that well and miss the postseason. Fastball down around the feet of Tucker. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Yeah, one of the few he overthrew. Hoppy wanted that fastball up and in. He overthrew it. See a little bit off on his mechanics there on that delivery.
Ball to strike ratio is starting to get closer to even for Clawson. A bit wild in this inning as he misses Tucker, and it's 2 balls, 2 strikes.
That was a real good pitch, but a better take by Tucker on that one. Tucker is an outstanding player, but he also has a real good idea of the strike zone.
That's upstairs. So now full count after 2 walks already in this inning. Clawson starting to labor. And it's a team that scored the most runs in the major leagues during Cactus League play. This will be the 25th pitch of this inning for Clawson. And it's ball 4. So 3 walks after the home run. So Clawson kind of looking down at his fingernail.
Well, you see that a lot in spring training. Maybe that blister potentially, especially on that with the ring finger there. It's more for the changeup. You can feel that friction on the seams.
So the base is loaded. Here is Mookie Betts. Nobody is throwing in the Angel bullpen. Remember that Yukin and Hoppy wants to challenge this last call. He's trying to help his pitcher here and get ahead in the count.
Looked like a strike from up here, that's for sure.
Let's see if ABS agrees with your perspective, and it was all over the strike zone.
Thank you.
Now you're 2 for 2 tonight. So's Logan O'Hoppy. No challenge needed there. 1 ball, 1 strike. Betts had really a down year offensively last season, but he blamed a lot of that on getting sick early in the year. It was right around this time actually last year, and he lost a lot of weight.
That's a good scoop on that one. Overthrew that changeup. It's a little out of sorts here now. That was a nice save. I know Logan O'Hoppy's a big Rangers fan, hockey fan. That was a save there on a slap shot.
2 balls and 1 strike is the count. Now 3-1. He was looking like Lundqvist, the old Ranger goalie, on that one. 3-1 though.
The thing about this Dodger lineup is it a patient lineup. They'll make you throw strikes.
Already 3 walks, and now 4 brings home a run. So it's 2-1 in favor of the Dodgers. Betts gets an RBI as Clawson's control has abandoned him here in the 3rd. Sammy Natera getting ready in the Angels bullpen.
It's a conversation to get a few more pitches down in the bullpen. You saw that from Maddox and Suzuki to say get out there and take your time working your way to the mound to give a better chance to the bullpen to get ready.
So that will be it for Clawson.
All of a sudden, when you see from Clawson, he was just kind of overthrown. He's fallen a little bit towards the first base side of the pitching mound earlier. Just fluid mechanics.
New customers get up to $300 back in bonus bets every day for 10 days if your bets don't win. FanDuel, play your game.
Lost and found, what's up?
Hey, it's Tarek. I can't find my new air cap anywhere. 940 Apex. It just came out.
940 Apex.
It's super lightweight. Mesh back.
I'm not seeing it, man.
Sorry.
Home game and stay to enjoy a post-game Saturday night fireworks show driven by your SoCal Hyundai dealers. Visit angels.com/promotions for a list of our Saturday night fireworks. George Clawson just lost control after that homer by Teoscar Hernandez.
Yeah, I mean, so good, so effective. The first couple innings, his changeup was great. His fastball command is overthrown. You know, it could be a fatigue thing there at that point. The adrenaline you have going on the mound here tonight, first time in the major league mound, and you're looking so good, but then overthrew some pitches, but still stuff excellent there for Clawson here tonight.
Well, give us a look at Sammy Natera, who is a non-roster invite, but had a boatload of strikeouts last year at AA and AAA. He had 85 strikeouts, pitching in just 57 innings in the minor leagues last year. Also saw him appear for Team Mexico in the World Baseball Classic. And Angel farmhands did pretty well in that WBC, including Manny Ramirez, his son Lucas, hitting a couple of home runs for Brazil. Here's Freddie Freeman with the bases loaded against Natera. A weak swing there for strike one.
Good depth on that slider.
Freeman struck out his first time. Remember, Clawson retired the first 6 in a row, including 4 straight strikeouts at one point before the home run by Hernandez, which started this inning. And then 4 walks ended Clawson's night, including 3 in a row to force in a run. They're having a pitch comm issue, I think, for Natera.
And it ended up being a mound visit, looked like there, too.
Instead of the past where we've seen the pitch comm issues just kind of get fixed, well, they'll still get fixed, but they'll cost you a mound visit. Well, puts a little more pressure on the communications department, I guess.
Yes.
They should have Evan Schloff help out.
He's on his way.
No balls and 1 strike on Freeman. Natera is from Juarez, right over the border from El Paso, and he has not been in pro ball for long, even though he's 26 years old already. He went to New Mexico State and was drafted by the Angels just 4 years ago. 1 ball, 1 strike.
How about this experience for these 2 young pitchers here tonight? I mean, you just look at that on the field right now on the bases. You have Ohtani, Tucker, and Batson, Freeman at the plate. For a young pitcher like that, you saw that with Clawson facing these hitters for the Dodgers. It's a great experience for them to be able to say and show that I don't care who's at the plate. I got the stuff to get you out.
Inside to Freeman, 2-2. That's the type of experience that should help you mature and develop as a big league player. A prospective one. 3-2 the count on Freeman, who come here and pitch and play in what's basically a full house here tonight.
Yeah. Logan O'Hoppe tonight has been really good behind the plate. It's something he's worked on a lot with Max Stassi quite a bit in spring training. It's the different drills they work. Kurt Suzuki. He's had to move around quite a bit. He's looked real solid behind the plate.
3-2. And Freeman fights one off to stay alive. So we'll get another chance here with the count full. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Freeman hit .295 last year, which was not high enough for the LA Times, apparently. They kind of took a shot at him not long ago. A hard guy to take a shot at. 3-2 on Freeman, who takes ball 4. So it's another walk. This one issued by a different pitcher. That's the 2nd straight walk to force in a run.
And another pitch way out of the strike zone. How quick the reaction had to be for O'Hoppe, too. He's got his workout in there today behind the plate, and it's been really solid.
Well, that's the last thing he needs is a workout. That's all the guy does. There's Will Smith. He's the 8th batter of this inning. And so far, 5 of them have drawn a base on balls. A strike is in there to Smith. Smith struck out looking his first time, and Clawson had it really figured out in the first couple of innings. Fell apart for him here in the 3rd. Good pitch there by Natera. Goes upstairs. You see, he doesn't throw very hard. 88 on that fastball, but a whole bunch of strikeouts, as I mentioned, in the minor leagues. And he didn't give up many hits either. He only allowed 35 hits in 57 innings last year.
It's really deceptive delivery, too. There's a lot of moving parts. It's tough for a hitter to track the baseball out of his hand.
Actually walked more hitters than he gave up hits to, which has held true so far tonight. He's faced one batter and he walked him. Freeman.
That's a pretty good left one. That was at 95.
Opponents only hit 177 against him last year. Lefties hit just 160. So Natera was able to do very well, pitching at Double-A mostly and a little bit of Triple-A last season. Swing and a miss, strike 3, and with the bases loaded and 1 out, there is no opportunity to advance. So Smith is down on strikes. That's the 2nd out of the inning.
That was a real good sequence. A nice slider to finish him off. Down and in that back foot one.
And another block for O'Hoppe.
His technique, you see how he's able to keep his shoulders square, keep the glove down so that when the baseball hits the dirt, it's not going to go far away from him. So far, so good for O'Hoppe.
Here's Max Muncy. Now, O'Hoppe has said he has fallen in love with catching once again, as he has worked with Max Stassi and, of course, the manager, Kurt Suzuki.
Those two were having conversations all spring training long.
Well, a couple of guys Logan knows well. I mean, they were teammates. Even though he has not been in the major leagues for long, he played with both of them. 2 balls and no strikes on Muncy.
We've been talking to Kurt Suzuki this winter before we even get down to spring training. He said, I expect a lot of really good things from Logan O'Hoppe defensively behind the plate.
Count is 3-0 on Muncy. Already 3 runs home in the inning for the Dodgers. There is a strike from Natera. Seems like it's been a while now since Tyler Glasnow has been on the mound after pitching the first 2 innings. We'll just have another reliever up, Jared Southard, as Natera walks in another run. Well, strikeouts are nice, but you got to get the ball over the plate too. There have been 6 walks in this inning after a home run to start the inning by this man. Teoscar Hernandez hit 1 out. There's a strike to Hernandez, as the Dodgers have completed a turn through the order in this inning. Hernandez, the 10th batter, and the only one with a hit. And now he has 2 hits. He knocks a base hit to left. Mookie Betts scores. Freeman heads home. He's in. And the Dodgers put up a half dozen here in the 3rd.
Yeah, that fastball a lot of the plate here. Almost similar to the spot where he hit the home run against Clawson.
And that'll be it for Natera. So the Angels going through a few different pitchers here, trying to get to 3 outs in this 3rd inning. The Dodgers have scored 6. foods you could try here at the well, somebody's gonna give me some cannolis. That's what
It's mandatory for you.
That's why is it taking so long? I've been here for 3 innings already. Chicken and waffle sandwich. New cheeseburger.
Some great food right there, Wayne. Come on. Pull your magic.
All this is to say I'm starving. Help us out here. Please and thank you. Beautiful night here at Angels Stadium as the Angels and Dodgers play in their annual Freeway Series. Just as Jared Southard on the mound for the Angels, the 3rd pitcher of this inning. There's an inside-out swing and a base hit for Pages. Heading for the plate is Muncy. He scores, and it is 7-1.
Haven't really seen many of these games at all spring training long for the Halos on the pitching side. This really came down to is not throwing enough strikes to command. Now some ground balls, finding some holes, driving in some runs.
All of it in this inning. 7 runs, only 3 hits for the Dodgers. And the base on balls has been a huge problem. Clawson and then Natera. Now it's Southard in the game. Southard pitched at Rocket City and Salt Lake last year. And Freeland down in front of that. Another guy with a high strikeout percentage. Struck out 70 hitters in 66 innings between AA and AAA last season. Well, the Angels, as far as their top 30 prospects are concerned, 19 of them are pitchers. That's the 2nd most in the major leagues. Only the Yankees have more rated pitchers in their top 30 prospect list. And as we talked about earlier, we're going to see a lot more of them now that Ryan Johnson has made the team and Walbert Urania.
Urania, we saw that reports that the best stuff. Both the Grapefruit League and the Cactus League. Best stuff on the mound. That's impressive.
There's one that does get by O'Hoppe. As Hernandez goes to 3rd base, Pages to 2nd. And the Athletics ranking of pitchers in terms of stuff plus, Urania was number 1 in spring training.
That's a really difficult one to try to block. That's an overthrown breaking ball, and it gets the dirt, spins away from you as a catcher. Dude, it's at the mercy of trying to be quick enough with the glove. Almost got it. Yeah, great stuff with Urania.
We're excited to see him when he make his major league debut. Most likely soon. 2-2. Freeland fouled one off the umpire. And it's been a half hour since Tyler Glasnow has been on the mound.
And you always worry about that if you're the Dodgers, because he's dealt with a lot of things throughout his career as far as staying on the mound. So you wonder how long they'd allow him to go. Dave Roberts knows his staff very well. Important how to keep those guys healthy. He had to deal with a lot of that last year.
To me, it only felt like 28 minutes, but it's been 30. Full count. 55 pitches have been thrown by the Angels in this inning, and hardly any of them have been strikes. 3-2 is the count on Freeland. They fly to center in his first at bat, which was earlier in this inning. And that's not even close. Ball 4. And loads the bases for Shohei.
You just feel Shohei is going to be thinking, swinging at the first pitch here too. So you got to be careful of that one.
Ball 1. Couldn't swing at that. Shohei set a new career high with 55 home runs last year. That was after hitting 54 the year before that in his 50-50 season. Didn't steal as much considering that he was pitching again last year. He rips one to the gap in right center. Trout has no chance. It goes to the wall. Shohei unloads the bases with a 117-mile-an-hour double. It is a 10-run inning for the Dodgers. As a laser beam.
Yeah, they haven't seen him swing the bat a whole lot. He was obviously the World Baseball Classic. Not a lot of at-bats officially in spring, but that one was right on. That's a sinker, middle of the plate, and that's not a lot of stride to it. It's the hands, how quick they are.
Yeah, with the Dodgers, that's only his second hit of spring training. And he looks ready to me. This inning has been a rare 10-4 for the Dodgers. 10 runs on 4 hits. As Kyle Tucker stands in now, there's Dave Roberts, who has been at the helm of this Dodger run for a good chunk of it, and could very well end up with a seat at the Hall of Fame's table if they keep winning World Series. He's got 3 of them now. You count 2020. 1 ball, 1 strike on Tucker. Waves through that. 1-2. The Dodgers are certainly the favorite in their division again this year, if not the favorite period, to win the whole thing again. The inning is finally over. 10 runs. That sure is pretty here at the Big A.
Base hit right field, but they're going to have to hold Jeltz at third. Going now, the ball gets away from O'Neill. He kicks it to Benzinger.
No, I do not believe it.
He kicked the ball to Todd Benzinger. You will never, ever again see this, so take a look.
And it is a perfect kick. This is the all-timer.
Against the Seattle Mariners April 3rd to the 5th. Join us for our home opener red carpet event on the 3rd. Friday, finish off the homestand when the Atlanta Braves are here April 6th through the 8th. Visit angels.com/tickets to secure your seats today.
Cool is that, the red carpet. Like we're Hollywood.
I've heard that they had to carve out about 12 minutes for your red carpet appearance this year.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Did you say 12 seconds?
You're going to be out there signing autographs, taking pictures, campaigning, whatever you're doing. You'll have plenty of time. Here's Logan O'Hoppe leading off the bottom of the 3rd. It is now 10-1.
Amazing. This is his first at bat of the game. All that catching behind the plate. Get a chance to swing the bat.
Well, O'Hoppe swung the bat extremely well at the beginning of last season. Over the first 6 or 7 weeks, he was dialed in. It's a bouncing ball to 3rd. Muncy waits back for it. And O'Hoppe is out at first. We've certainly been attuned to O'Hoppe's improvements behind the plate. We've seen them on display tonight.
Yeah, he's been really good. I mean, that's way off the plate. There, keeping it in front. It gives you a lot of confidence when you're on the mound, when you have a catcher moving that quickly and keeping baseballs in front. It gives you an opportunity, if you get 2 strikes, to throw a breaking ball in the dirt and realize he's going to keep that in front.
Oswald Peraza fouls one back. I wouldn't say that Peraza was the favorite to be the starting second baseman going into spring training, but he might be now. He's had a very good spring. We know he's an all-world defender. Swings and misses here as it's 0-2. Peraza was once a big-time prospect for the Yankees and has never hit at the major league level, but he'll get another chance here as he'll get a lot of playing time at second base, at least early on in the season, with Christian Moore sent to the minor leagues and Kyron Paris as well. Obviously, in the long term, you want to see Christian Moore develop into a very good major league player.
Numbers wise, not a great batting average, but he hit a lot of baseballs hard in spring. This unfortunate, some of those baseballs are in the fielder's gloves, but I thought overall there was some good swings from him. Working on his defense is a big thing too for Christian Moore,
especially if he's going to stick at second base. We've seen him play some third base as well in spring training. Peraza can play pretty much everywhere on the infield. We even saw him play a little first base last year. Well, he's a shortstop by trade. 2 balls, 2 strikes. And he loops this one right to the shortstop. Mookie Betts for the out. 2 away.
Take a look at our StatCast 3D powered by Google Cloud. What we saw as far as hot zones last season for Zach Neto. And that OPS, we know he loves that pitches upstairs very well, but also the inner half of the plate, how quick. Yes, Tarek Scuba a little bit about how quick that was. And Hunter Brown too, by the way. Those hot zones, how quick, especially on pitches elevated.
Neto and Hunter Brown can get reacclimated on Thursday in Houston. Neto has challenged this one. Now, Neto's been really good at this so far in spring training. He's won 4 out of his 5 challenges. He's not going to win this one.
Call is corrected as a strike. Los Angeles Anaheim Angels have 1 challenge remaining.
Well, somebody teach Alfonso Marquez what the name is here. One ball, 1 strike on Neto.
Still feel it's pretty hard for a hitter, more so than a catcher, as far as the challenges. It was a game I was watching. I thought Christian Moore had a chance to challenge a call 3rd strike on him too, and I think if he had done that, and it's tough to do that, especially when you're a young hitter like that. He would, because he took it. It was off the plate, but he didn't challenge it. It's not easy as a hitter to do it.
And the players are on their own here. Neto, it's a high pop-up. It should have the inning once Max Muncy has it settle into his glove, which it does. 1-2-3 for Glasnow.
Grabs the rebound, pushes it ahead, finds the open man, he puts it up, scores!
New customers get up to $300 back in bonus bets every day for 10 days if your bets don't win. FanDuel, play your game.
Never run from what I'm faced with. Came out the basement, young, strong, and courageous. That's how I made it.
Baja Blast Home Runs presented by Mountain Dew. Blacata! This MLB season, when a home run clears 420 feet, fans can score a free 20-ounce Mountain Dew Baja Blast. Register now at BajaBlastHomeRuns.com to unlock the offer. All of my eyes, we praying on failure. We put in the work, our hands in the dirt. We knocking down all of the barriers. We cannot be stopped, just God is my witness. We cannot be finished, we won't be diminished at all. We spinning the block, we double the pop, we coming the ball.
Are you kidding me? Fireworks score!
Was out on the field. greeting some of the Angels players.
It's always great to see that when Albert's out there. Just a wealth of knowledge. Future Hall of Famer.
For 700 career home runs, a lot of them in an Angels uniform. Certainly commands a lot of attention when he shows up. As Brent Suter is on the mound here for the Angels, veteran reliever. The Angels bullpen right now a mix of about half older pitchers and half younger pitchers.
Which is good there for the young guys to have these kind of veterans down there. Kirby Yates, Romero, you got Suter. I mean, it's going to be a fun mix down there in the bullpen. By the way, it's a fun mix. Just listen to Brent Suter talk, and his impressions, everything are fantastic.
I'm sure he'll make his way onto Gooby Tuesday at some point.
That's mandatory.
3 balls and 1 strike. Suter is certainly a big personality. And he's a pretty smart guy, too. He went to Harvard. There's a fly ball off the end of the bat. Betts might have broken his bat. Easy play for Mike Trout. 1 out as we take a quick drive with Hyundai.
Enjoy your new car.
Yeah, you too. Bye-bye.
Feels so right, it almost feels wrong. The Hyundai Getaway Sales Event.
Well, he's a position player, too. When you're playing night games, you don't play a lot of them in spring training. And just getting the eyes acclimated to, fly balls like that for Trout to be able to run that down, too. It's big. It's a hitter, too. He's so used to have so many day games. And all of a sudden, you're playing at night. It takes a little time.
Even the spring training night games, they don't have the big stadiums surrounding you. And you don't have to deal with quite as many lights. And Suter misses with ball 2. Suter went to Archbishop Moeller High School in Cincinnati, same high school that Ken Griffey Jr. and Barry Larkin went to.
Remember, by the way, that was a great football program, too, though, as I recall. Not a bad baseball program, also.
Well, Suter was cracking the books over there. That breaking ball lands for a strike. He was salutatorian at his high school. That means he had the 2nd highest GPA.
I was going to say, could you spell that for me?
Well, he can. There's a liner to the right field corner. It might go. That is a fair ball and a home run for Freddie Freeman. Took a moment for Malachi Moore to make that call.
Suzuki's looking in to see if they could challenge that one or not.
Well, Freeman was looking into the Angel dugout to see if they were going to. I think Freddie thought it was foul. It does seem like the Angels are going to look at it. Freeman doesn't seem convinced.
Yeah.
Malachi Moore didn't seem convinced.
Nobody
take a look.
Look at even in the Dodger dugout. Doesn't seem like
it. Review for the call of home run.
It's looked to be a foul ball. Unless it grazed the foul pole, which I don't think it did. So that is a foul ball, and Freeman will have to try again against Brent Suter.
The call is overturned. It is a foul ball.
See, I told you, everyone's got to get their eyes acclimated at the nighttime. It's tough. It is completely different.
2 balls, 2 strikes is the count on Freeman. That's ball 3, so it's a full count, 3-2. So then Suter, he went to Harvard. He was a major in environmental science and public policy. As Freeman keeps this one fair, hooking it to the right field corner. It's a 1-out double.
By the way, anybody's referencing thinking maybe he's not quite the hitter. No, he's one of the all-time great hitters.
He hit 295 last year.
One of the all-time great, who hits the ball to all fields extremely well. Left-handed pitchers, right-handed pitchers, relievers, starters. Yeah, there's not many better ever than Freddie Freeman.
No. Freeman is the runner at second base here. Will Smith is the batter now. Chops it toward Neto, who will look to third, but has only played at first. 2 outs. And that'll bring up Muncy. So Harvard has ties to 8 United States presidents that have had some kind of classes taken at Harvard, some kind of degree from them. And Brent Suter is one of 10 people that went to Harvard and hit a major league home run. He has 1 homer in his career. He is one of 8 to have a major league save. So 8 U.S. presidents from Harvard and 8 pitchers with a major league save from Harvard.
Wow.
But Suter is the only person who has ever gone to Harvard, hit a home run in the majors, and record a save in the majors.
Well, he's definitely making Gooby Tuesdays, don't you think?
One ball, 2 strikes on Will Smith.
You should pull Rodney Dangerfield and go back to school now. Come on, let's go, Wayne.
You're going to go to that school?
Yeah, oh yeah.
You should have Suter.
I visited there.
You should have, what I say. You should have him give you a tour of Harvard when we go to Boston.
Yes.
Now that'd be a Gooby Tuesday.
Would they let me even on campus? That's the biggest thing. They go, no.
2 balls, 2 strikes. They may reject Suter's degree if they brings you onto campus at Harvard. There's strike 3 called. Muncy ends the inning.
The 5 Japanese-born players are returning to play in a major league game in front of their nation's fans for the first time.
This is the start of a journey for our team. We get to honor our teammates by coming to their home country.
These Japanese players are showing the kids this can be a dream for you if you want it.
Japan has taken baseball and recreated it in its own image.
Homecoming, the Tokyo Series, premieres March 27th on the CNN app.
Packed here tonight.
And what a crowd here at the Big A.
It's just so nice to have baseball back.
Yes.
It is a daily sport, and it really leaves a hole when that season ends. Always feels abrupt. Mike Trout taking ball 1 from Tyler Glasnow, so you miss it. And when it comes back around, the excitement builds up, the optimism arrives, and you're ready for a new season.
Man, every team feeling the same way. That 0-0 mark to start the season, all the optimism.
2 balls, no strikes on Trout. Struck out looking his first time against Tyler Glasnow. He's punched out 6. As we talked about, some optimism for Trout, that he was able to remain healthy enough to play 130 games last year. This is most since 2019. Now he wants to reclaim center field and give himself an opportunity to be in the lineup and in the outfield most days. Lines one sharply the other way and has a base hit.
Love to see that from Trout. confidence, staying on the baseball. We talk about how short and direct he has been, especially towards the end of the season last year, and how quick those hands are. That was still a pretty firm fastball from Glasnow. Those hands get to that baseball and drive it at the right center. It's always cool when you see those two guys together, Freeman and Trout over there at first base. Freddie Freeman was a big Angel fan growing up. His favorite player was Garrett Anderson.
Well, a lot of people's favorite player right now is Mike Trout. He's the runner at first here. 2 balls and no strikes. Always feels like a meeting of immortals whenever Trout runs up to a fellow great player or a fellow future Hall of Famer, and a few of them on this Dodger roster. 2 balls and no strikes. Out there is Trout and Freeman and Mookie Betts as far as active wins above replacement. Trout's only a little bit behind George Brett on the all-time list.
I just feel like it's just going to be that year where Trout puts it all together. I really feel on the offensive side.
Well, he had a very good ending to last season. Last couple of weeks of the year, he was destroying the ball, including that mammoth 400th home run in Colorado.
Look at that slugging percent, an OPS of 1512. 5 home runs. So that was 485 feet in Colorado. But this is how quick the hands were. And this, you could see just the difference in him, how happy he was feeling as the season ended. He didn't worry about rehabbing anything. It was all about keeping that swing together. And it takes a little bit of time. You're seeing, when you see him hit a line drive to right center field like he did this at bat here, that's a great sign for him. And lifting the ball in the air, he was hitting a lot of baseballs on the ground, hitting them hard in spring training, but now getting that lift back on the baseball.
Here's Soler with a couple of base runners. He takes ball 1 from Glasnow. For Mike Trout in those meetings of immortals when he's up with Freeman at first base or seeds Mookie Betts before a game, or any great player around the league. There's still something about the ultimate connection that Mike Trout and Shohei Ohtani have as not only incredible all-time great players, but as teammates here at one point as well.
And they went out and embraced out in the outfield before the game too.
1 ball, 2 strikes on Jorge Soler.
Then you mix in Albert Pujols before the game too. There's a lot of MVPs walking around the field today.
It's like walking monuments here at Angel Stadium tonight. 2 balls and 2 strikes. There's one of them right there. One of the greatest players to ever live, Mike Trout.
I like what Josh Lowe said to Erica before the game about this being out on the field next to Mike Trout. And that's how great of a player and how great of a person Mike Trout is. And you just to say, I can't wait to play alongside him in the outfield.
You hear it a lot from guys who come up or guys that are new to the organization. What that means to them to play with Mike Trout. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Share a locker room with him. Soler couldn't hold his swing. Strikeout for Glasnow is his 7th. 1 away as we send it downstairs. Here is Erica.
That's exactly what he was talking about before the game, Gooby. You're right. He said, you look over to your left, you see a future Hall of Famer. He said, I'm not going to take that for granted. It's been so cool just being in the locker room with him. Actually, that's something a lot of guys have been saying this spring training heading into the season. They're not going to take for granted being teammates with Mike Trout. And Mike Trout has a new outlook heading into the season. We'll hear more on that on opening day from Houston.
There is Yohan Moncada bouncing one foul. Trout will certainly have his opportunity this year if he can stay on the field and be healthy too. I mean, last year he was nursing that knee injury almost the entire season.
Just being in the dugout this spring training and watching this a different Mike Trout this year. More outgoing, happier, and being a leader. because there is a lot of, there's some veterans in there as far as position player wise, but there's a lot of younger guys. We talked about that in our opening today, the core young players, how important they are. Having Mike Trout being that guy, they be able to talk to now even more so, because Trouty's healthy.
The ball's 2 strikes on Moncada. Time is called here. We've seen Neto and Adele and Ohapi and Shotwell all take steps forward the last couple of years. If they can continue that, Trout could have a big year. That's when you start to think about what this team's possibilities are.
You know, it's a tough one on the pitching side tonight. The pitching is going to be, I think, got a chance to be real strong. It's going to come down to how well and how consistent the offense can be.
Now remember, this team finished, what, 28th in ERA last year. If you can move that up into even the middle of the pack, you're going to win a lot more games just on that alone.
By the way, you saw Grayson Rodriguez there with a smile on his face. He'll be back out there before you know it.
2 balls, 2 strikes on Moncada. Glass now punches him out. Back-to-back strikeouts for Glass now, 2-way. Angels made some moves to get some older pitchers in the bullpen, including Kirby Yates, who could close some games, although any of those guys really could. Grayson Rodriguez, a lot of talent entering the rotation once he's ready to go. And Alek Manoah was the talk of Toronto at one point. Fell off quickly, and the Angels hope he can get back to where he was.
Boy, what a presence he had in that clubhouse in spring training, too. Just dealing with some fingernail issue. But Jordan Romano, too, he's been into that off-speed pitch, too, that Mike Maddox is working with. And, you know, remember, he was a guy that could close games and throw some gas out there, too. Kirby Yates, I think, worked pretty good with Maddox down in Texas. Did he? He arrayed the ones.
He did. Was in 2023 when Rangers won the World Series. Yates was their closer there. 1 ball, 1 strike on Adele. Actually 24 when Yates was there as the closer. Year after that, Yates had some injuries with the Dodgers last year, but he'll get some chances late in games. The Angels are not going to name a closer necessarily, at least not yet. But we could see all those guys get opportunities along the way. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Joe Adele. That looked like a swing, and it is for strike 3.
It's showtime.
It is opening day. There's nothing like it.
Mike Trout's 400th career home run be one of the first 25,000 fans in attendance Tuesday, April 7th against the Braves to receive a Trout 400th home run bobblehead courtesy of Nitto Tire. Visit angels.com/promotions. And we have this bobblehead on display for you right now. Look at that. 400th home run.
400th home run. 485 feet, by the way.
Read all about it. It says right there.
Read all about
home
it.
runs.
Yes. Crush that ball. And it, right away, how relaxed he was, because there was a lot of conversation, a lot of pressure to get that 400th home run. When he did, that's when we saw those numbers after that, where he's crushing the baseball.
How many Mike Trout bobbleheads would you say you've collected now over these last many years?
I got quite a few of them, that's for sure.
You might have 400 bobbleheads to celebrate with the
yes, I do.
400th home run. That's great. 2 balls and no strikes. Suter is back out for a second inning. We've seen Suter gobble up multiple innings a couple of different times so far this spring, so not unusual that he's out there for a second inning. As he dials in a strike to Teoscar Hernandez. 3-1 to count. Suter was with his hometown Cincinnati Reds last couple of years. He's 36. He gets the corner there, and it's 3-2.
Yeah, he was so excited when he got the call to pitch for the Angels. He's said that so often in spring training.
I said, what if Mike Trout wants me to be his teammate? And he said the kids went crazy, and that was that. One of his sons was chanting Trout's name to his friends at school. He said they're so excited because he has never played with a bona fide first ballot Hall of Famer like this before. So he is thrilled to be alongside Trout, and his family just as excited as he is. 1 ball, 1 strike on Andy Pages.
Be around Brent Suter enough. You'll know he likes to talk too, so he's probably he's wearing out Mike Trout. You know that.
It's good to have somebody keeping it lively around.
Yes.
And Suter did quite a bit of dancing when the Reds clinched their playoff spot last year, the 3rd wild card in the National League. He gave a performance to remember.
I can only imagine.
Well, it was certainly Raptorish. His nickname is the Raptor, and I was saying to Erica earlier, you really understand why he has the nickname when you watch him kind of float around the field and glide around with his torso out in front. As a strikeout of Pages is the 2nd out of the inning. Suter has fanned now 3 in a row. But the way he moves, especially when he's starting to pick it up, it looks like he's straight out of Jurassic Park.
He's auditioning now.
Well, I think he's got the part. There's a strike to Alex Freeland, a switch hitter. Turns around to bat right-handed.
Pretty efficient too in the 2nd inning. His 33rd pitch coming up. Doesn't waste a lot of time too, and part of his, his success is that delivery he has. It's almost a quick pitched. He's able to get in on top of the hitters quicker.
Just missed ball 4, so a rare walk from Suter. Normally very much in the zone. 2 outs. Freeland reaches to give Ohtani another at bat, his 4th plate appearance tonight. Suter had Freeland leaning there, but the throw is a bit off.
It was a great move. You go back to that first at bat for Ohtani against Clawson. He did a nice job of throwing a changeup, got him out in front.
Big swing from Shohei, but a whiff on that one from Suter. 55 homers. He barely had 100 RBIs last year, batting leadoff. There's a strike, and it's 0-2.
Back-to-back sinkers inside part of the plate.
Now, Suter knows what he's doing, and like I said, it's a really good mix between older pitchers and younger pitchers in that bullpen. It's about half and half.
Yeah, Drew Pomeranz was excellent last season.
Swing and a miss. Strike three. That changeup got in on Shohei. And Suter strikes out 3 in the inning.
Here we go. 5, 4.
At MLB Network, covering baseball isn't just what we do, it's who we are.
You're about to be entertained and amazed. So I just want to show you a few at-bats because it was incredible.
Connecting fans to the game is in our DNA.
Welcome everyone to MLB Tonight, the national pregame show. He added 2 new pitches this year.
In season.
Hello, family.
Off season.
Not every day we hand out Cy Young awards.
Every season.
That's how we do it here.
This is MLB Network, the home of baseball.
Big A. For more info on upcoming games, including exciting matchups, giveaways, and more, visit angels.com/tickets. This is Josh Lowe leading off in the bottom of the 5th inning. Struck out his first time. Lowe just looks like an athlete out there, doesn't he?
Back to a couple seasons ago, 20 home runs, 32 stolen bases, 6 defensive runs saved. Covers some ground in the outfield, runs, got power. You talk about a key component to this offense, he would be that guy too. We talk about a lot of the young guys, but he's definitely a big part of it if it's going to be successful.
He's got all kinds of oblique injuries last couple of years as he flies out here one away, but a former first-round pick, 6'4", 220, just a strapping athlete, and see if Josh Lowe can be a big part of what the Angels hope to have going this year. Not a ton of outfield depth behind him. They're relying on Trout and Lowe and Adele. Well, Soler is mostly a DH. Played too much outfield really last year.
Teodosio, mainly you have that glove out there in the outfield. Tremendous defender.
Should make the team. They haven't officially announced yet if Teodosio's on the roster, but I think he would be. And Jamer Candelario's got a good shot after having a very strong spring training.
We used to pencil him in for like 30-40 doubles a year.
You see Adam Frazier there, as Frazier also on his way to making the roster and could very well be the starting second baseman on opening day against Hunter Brown. A veteran presence in Frazier.
They play a lot of different positions. Play the outfield quite a bit. A couple spots in the infield.
Kind of like a check swing. 2 balls and 2 strikes to count on O'Hoppe. There's Teodosio.
He swung the bat pretty well in spring training. He really worked a lot trying to just make contact. With his speed, hit the ball on the ground on the line, mix in some bunts.
He's a tremendous outfielder. There's a fair ball down the third base line. Hoppe will have extra bases, rifling one past Muncy for a double.
Yeah, you like seeing that, especially on the breaking ball, to stay back enough to be able to get that down the line. It looked for a while, there was no doubt he was going to have 20-plus home runs last year. He was stuck at 19 for a while for Hoppe, but a lot to like about what you're seeing defensively and offensively right now for Logan O'Hoppe.
Angels certainly hit for power last year. A bunch of guys made it up into the 20 home run range or more. Hoppe was just one off that 20 home run club, but Adele got there, Taylor Ward, Trout, Neto, all over 20 home runs. Oswald Peraza takes ball 2.
Kurt Suzuki has mentioned it. Yeah, he loves the home run, but he wants to see his team be able to work and manufacture some runs too. They've been aggressive running the bases. And that's not necessarily just stealing this to steal. They're going first to third and just getting good reads when they're on the bases and having guys situational hit too to go along with that power.
2 balls, no strikes. And the Angels have stolen 39 bases during spring training, so that's the 4th most in the major leagues. Let's see if that kind of aggressiveness continues on once the regular season starts, where you start to worry about outs more. You don't want to run into outs on the bases. Sometimes that kind of tempers those expectations because teams just naturally get less aggressive when the real games start because now the outs actually matter.
Yeah, but also you want to make sure the defense is never just in relaxed mode and not moving around. The more you have your opponent moving defensively, the better chance you're going to find the holes on some ground balls or fly balls.
These games in spring training, even though there are 40,000 plus here tonight, 45,000 even if we do have a sellout, we'll find that out later. 3 balls and 2 strikes on Peraza. Swings and misses here. Ultimately, the score of this game is irrelevant. These guys are getting ready for what's ahead and a long 6-month grind that begins on Thursday.
Yeah, it's all about getting at bats. If you're a hitter right now, it doesn't matter the score. It wouldn't matter if you're up 10-1 or down 10-1. You want to get your timing together, hitting under the lights and hitting in an environment like this tonight.
Yeah, it could be 100-1. It really doesn't matter. 2 outs with a runner on second base. But Thursday's the day. We'll be in Houston for opening day. The Angels and the Astros, 7 on the road, 4 in Houston, 3 at Wrigley Field. That'll be chilly Monday and Tuesday night. And then the home opener a week from Friday against Seattle. We're excited to have real games and bring you every single one of them, at least the ones that we can on our network here. There's some national games as well with Apple TV and NBC. You're going to be on NBC.
Yes. A few of those games.
1 ball, 1 strike on Neto. Sunday Night Baseball this year will be taking an analyst from each team. So Gooby will be on with Jason Benetti on the Sunday night broadcast when the Angels and Royals have one later in April. Don't be nervous being on the big network now.
Yeah, I'm just thinking I'm going to have to call up Chris Collinsworth or something, see how he does it.
1 ball and 2 strikes. It sounded like a foul tip, but it's strike 3 as Neto strikes out. That ends the inning.
This year, 122 miles an hour.
Talk about electricity.
Last year's StatCast standouts were off the charts. Who's ready to wow this season? Find out in the 2026 StatCast preview, Wednesday at 9 Eastern on MLB Network.
I have good extension, so I get down the mound pretty well. I have some weird angles going on. I pitch on the first base side, and I also step across my body, so I have a weird entry angle. I have kind of a funky cut where it looks like a 4-seam, 12-6, kind of rotation, but it's actually a little bit of like a cutter. It cuts through the air because I have like a 12-30, 12-45 entry angle. Not to get too nerdy or whatever. But
12-45. You know what he's talking about?
Oh, he's beautiful, I'll tell you. He is amazing. I just saw the baseball, grabbed the baseball, and threw the baseball.
Yeah. It's a 12:45. That's lunchtime. Suter's out there for a third inning of work. He did have 13 appearances last year in which he recorded at least 6 outs, so he's normally suited for 2 or 3 innings in a performance. He had a handful of 3-inning outings last year. It's going to kind of be his role this year as well. There'll be other times when he pitches just 1 inning. As Tucker hits one in the air to shallow center. It's Trout there. 1 out. The Raptor cometh. As Brent Suter has arrived at the Angels back when he was with the Brewers. Craig Counsell making it clear that he wanted the Raptor. Who? Me? Me? Yes, you. All 1 to Mookie Betts.
Well, he is all the way over on that first base side of the pitching rubber, throwing across his body. It's not easy to be able to track the baseball out of his hand. And he's so quick in his delivery. Well, doesn't give you a whole lot of time to be able to track the ball out of his hand.
Well, especially from that 12:45 angle that he had. You really can't tell. All 3 to Betts.
See right there on the first base side how quick is that delivery and thrown across his body. And kind of a little bit of a short arm delivery too, so it's on you quicker.
A liner to left. That'll get down for a base hit. Betts able to turn on that for a 1-out single.
Yeah, I challenge that one too.
The call is the ball, and the catcher's challenging.
Hoppy's utilized that a few times tonight. The Angels would be out of challenges.
Ooh, that's a little below the strike zone. That's one of those ones I firmly believe Wayne was in the front of the plate.
Los Angeles Angels are out of challenges. Call is confirmed.
That was a strike at the front of the plate, I think. And that's a challenge for a catcher because they're so used to that front part of the plate. And an umpire is still calling that for the most part, too. But the ABS is going to be it's going to be shown in the middle part of the plate.
The Angels are out of challenges. They've lost 2 now, 1 offensively and 1 defensively. If there were extra innings tonight, then it would reset at 1 more challenge to use per inning. Ball in the dirt, taking out for second base is Betts. Good throw. Safe. It should be clear the Angels are out of ABS challenges. They still have their replay challenges to use. A lot of work for these managers to have all these challenges now. Can't just go out and scream at the ump like you used to.
The Billy Martin, Earl Weaver days are long gone.
Yeah.
That was real close.
That was. Yeah, Billy and Earl, they'd have a lot more time to themselves in the dugout.
Yes.
This might not be a good thing either. 3-1 on Freddie Freeman.
And sometimes as a player, you'd rather have him run out on the field than say stuff to you in the dugout. I think Reggie Jackson and Billy Martin had some conversations.
I think so. That's ball 4. Yeah, I'm sure Reggie would have been fine with Billy going out of the field as much as possible. Will Smith will stand it here. Angels have some activity in the bullpen, and that might be it for Suter as Kurt Suzuki heads out to the mound. We'll see the veteran Sean Anderson. Suter begging to stay in.
He's not real happy for that last pitch.
Spring Breakout is back. Don't miss the Major League stars of the future.
How about 101, 101, 102? Yep, it's a showcase.
And current stars of minor league baseball as they go head-to-head representing their Major League affiliate from March 19th through March 22nd.
Anthony, Campbell, and Meyer all going deep.
Tickets, broadcast information, and more can be found at MLB.com/Spring Breakout.
Sales event. Deals so right it feels wrong. Only at your SoCal Hyundai dealers. And by Jack in the Box, the hot mess is back. Sure is. We're talking about us. A munchie meal for Jack in the Box's 75th anniversary.
I think they are talking about us.
But nobody cleared that with us. They would steal our motto. Here's Sean Anderson on the mound for the Angels.
We had that big game at Dodger Stadium and part of that 6-0 sweep at the Dodgers last year coming out of the bullpen.
Yeah, that was a ridiculous game.
Yes.
Anderson was giving it all he had out there. He got Shohei out to end it. The Angels pulled off one of the 2 sweeps they had against the Dodgers last year. Remarkable considering how things turned out. But the Angels just put it on the Dodgers last year. 6-0 sweeps in both stadiums.
And beat some serious pitching too. Ohtani, Yamamoto, Kershaw, which Kershaw had pitched extremely well throughout his career against the Halos. By the way, congrats on an incredible career for Clayton Kershaw.
Officially over now after he participated with Team USA in the World Baseball Classic. 1 ball and 2 strikes. The count here on Smith. The 2 area shortstops hanging out over there. Mookie Betts and Zach Neto. 1 ball, 2 strikes. The count on Smith.
Tell you what, Mookie Betts was incredible defensively at shortstop last year for the Dodgers. What an improvement. You know the Gold Gloves he won in the outfield, but he really did an unbelievable job at shortstop defensively.
Line drive, base hit. Betts will head for the plate. And they'll score easily on that single by Smith. It's 11-1.
The sweeper got middle part of the plate and down, and Smith able to get that through the hole.
That'll bring up Muncy. You know, Mookie last year was the only shortstop in the major leagues who had more defensive runs saved than Neto did. They were 1-2 in the majors in defensive runs saved. Neto had 13.
Really amazing when you go into that defensive run save, outs above average, how the difference in those things are.
Yeah, it's not like that for everybody, but it is for Neto. Which is interesting. Max Muncy at the plate. And they measure different skills, and well, for whatever reason, defensive run saved measures Neto's at a very high volume, whereas outs above average does not.
It's not many better going back on pop-ups either in the shortstop position with Neto.
Which counts for both. So I'm not sure why that is the case. 2 balls and a strike on Muncy. This was a pretty good one last year.
Yeah.
Just juggling it for fun.
Yeah. And that one he had at Yankee Stadium in the rain too.
That was ridiculous. That ball's hit hard. A base hit from Muncy. And to hold the runner at third. The runner's getting tangled up here. There's a play at second. A low throw. They got him.
They might challenge that one if they feel inclined to do so at second.
I think Dave Roberts should just say, good job, guys. Get on with it. Dino Ebel put up the stop sign at third. Shonowell threw like a knuckleball to second base. The Dodgers are challenging.
Los Angeles Dodgers are challenging the out call at second base.
I think he got his foot in there, I thought, for the tag.
It's close. The ball kind of bounced up on Peraza, so he had to readjust his glove to get that tag down.
That's how good those hands are.
Kind of tagged there, but so that foot is starting to clamp on the base, so it could go either way here.
Look at those call stands.
Yeah, I mean, it's 11-1 in an exhibition game. Once you get to a 10-run lead in the exhibition, this is foul play as far as I'm concerned. Call on the field is that it's an out, so that needs to be overturned if there's evidence to such.
It's pretty good hands by Peraza to be able to scoop that a quick tag.
Well, Shonowell has even had virtually no grip on the ball as he was thinking about throwing to third base. He had to angle himself towards second.
After review, the call is confirmed. The runner is out. Los Angeles Dodgers will lose their challenge.
They confirmed the call, not even call stands.
Yes.
They said the call was correct. So take that, Dave Roberts. It's 11-1 anyway. Two outs. Smith was cut down at second base. Muncy is at first, and now it's Hernandez batting. Freeman the runner at third. There's somebody playing the part of Freddie Freeman over there at third base. It is Emil Morales over there running for Freeman now. Two and two on Hernandez. A homer earlier off George Clawson. Clawson had a couple of impressive innings and then hit a wall in the third, giving up that home run, and then started walking everybody.
Yeah. His command went away from him.
This one looped foul. Anderson only had 7 appearances at the major league level last year. One of them, that great performance against the Dodgers May 18th at 2 2/3 innings to finish up a victory that the Angels grabbed late in the game. It was just one of those weeks where the bullpen kind of got backed up, so Anderson was really the only one available, and he recorded the last 8 outs of the game. Two balls, 2 strikes. For a young manager, you think about having to manage a bullpen, but Kurt Suzuki has a lot of good help around him. We mentioned Mike Maddox as the pitching coach, but John Gibbons, a longtime major league manager, standing right there as well. The guy's been around the game forever, who is now the bench coach. Anderson gets out of the inning with a strikeout.
It's showtime.
It is opening day. There's nothing like it.
The Dodgers tonight against the Halos. He had the curveball snap it in the strike zone and below the strike zone. It gets swing and miss. The 11 punch outs tonight with his curveball. Take a look at our StatCast video powered by Google Cloud. All 11 strikeouts on his curveball below the strike zone. A majority of them started up there in the zone and gets it below there. But talk about tremendous, solid spin rate on his curveball. He had that working. It's something you always want to have a feel for as a pitcher to get the season started. That's usually one of the last pitches you have going. It's the spin on your breaker ball before the season starts.
Well, Tanner Scott didn't have a feel for much last year. He had a really tough year for the Dodgers. He's in the game now facing Trout. Swings and misses here. And Scott was brought in to be the closer, and he had a really tough time doing that. He ended up with 23 saves. We had several blown saves. He won't have that pressure on him this year, though. They have a real bona fide closer now, as Trout smacks a base hit, his second hit tonight.
That's a pretty good indication how strong Trout is to be able to get that baseball into the outfield grass. That was a four-seamer, a firm one at 96 on the inside part. He was able to fight it off and get it into the outfield. Those hands quick and still strong. Yeah, Diaz is going to bring some energy to the ballpark there for the Dodgers.
It was a huge signing. You know, Kyle Tucker got a lot of headlines because of the money involved, but I think Edwin Diaz makes an already terrific team even better at the end of the game.
Those remember him quite a bit when he was with Seattle early in his career.
Had one incredible year as a Mariner and some very good years with the Mets. I can't believe the Mets let him get away to the Dodgers of all teams. The Mets can spend money too. And Edwin Diaz will certainly be very helpful for the Dodgers. He'll probably help Tanner Scott go back to being a setup man. 3-0 on Shonowell.
Solid night for Trout. 2 hits, one to left center, one to right center.
ball 4, so a couple of base runners here. T-Mobile members get free MLB.TV. Redeem at T-Mobile.com/MLB. The crowd is here tonight. Expect the same the next couple of nights at Dodger Stadium. We'll be there tomorrow and Tuesday. Tomorrow night, another 6 o'clock start, 5 o'clock, a little bit earlier on Tuesday. Help the Angels get on to Houston.
Yep. It's a 3 o'clock game down in Houston on Thursday.
The Dodgers will be home this week. They'll be celebrating their World Series win throughout the weekend against the Arizona Diamondbacks. That ball is crushed way out to left. Jorge Soler sends out his second home run tonight.
That is some serious Soler power. Talked about how those workout, how great a shape he's in, and how he's swung the bat real well, and how important he is. And I think he's best in that DH role where you can take a lot of pressure off the legs, let him to swing the bat. That's some serious damage.
The home plate umpire didn't wait to get Soler to the plate when he started brushing the plate off. Soler had to just tap dance around him, but he gets there, and it's 2 home runs tonight. A big man with a lot of power. There's Moncada hitting right-handed, something we didn't see him do a lot of last year as he had that thumb injury. That ball hit sharply up the middle, backhanded by Freeland, who has time for the out.
A lot to like about the swing again from Soler. That's a 97-mile-an-hour fastball. When he's able to get his arms extended, Soler's got that kind of power. Very, very impressive. And a long way out. And he's got to show the moves, little dance move. Get back and touch on the plate.
I mean, I've never seen that before.
No.
What is Alfonso Marquez doing there?
Well, he said that was such an impressive home run. I would have cleared the plate so you could step on it nicely. 2 home runs, 2 hits for Trout, too. So good production there in the middle of your lineup.
The ball's 2 strikes on Adele. The Angels didn't really quite get the full Soler experience last year. Only played about 80 games. He wasn't really healthy even when he was doing that.
That's why it's so important when Mike Trout back out there in center field gives Soler a chance to swing the bat. I mean, he went out and tried his best. He played a lot of outfield, which he didn't necessarily think he was going to do a lot of.
He played 40 games in right field last year, Soler.
Going to hit that 3-run home run and take it on in, I think.
Yeah, 2 home runs tonight. There's a base hit. Joe Adele smacks one through the infield. Opening day Thursday, the Angels will be in Houston. The home opener not far behind that. On April 3rd, the Dodgers will be here on May 15th for the regular season Freeway Series games. And they'll play each other not long after that. Just a few weeks following the first Freeway Series will be the second one early June at Dodger Stadium.
You know, the place always gets crazy too when you got the Yankees, the Red Sox, the Phillies are going to be in town this season at the Big A.
The ball's 2 strikes on Josh Lowe, and I think you consider the American League West as a pretty wide open division. Here's a soft bouncer fumbled by the third baseman, and everybody is safe. It's a new third baseman in there for the Dodgers in place of Muncy. It's Chase Harlan, and Harlan commits an error.
Had a little spin on that baseball too.
That'll end it for Tanner Scott. A lot of 3-run homer and 3 hits overall. Dodgers will go back to their bullpen.
Spring breakout is back. Don't miss the Major League stars of the future.
How about 101, 101, 102? Yep, it's a showcase.
And current stars of minor league baseball as they go head-to-head representing their Major League affiliate from March 19th through March 22nd.
Anthony, Campbell, and Meyer all going deep.
Tickets, broadcast information, and more can be found at MLB.com/springbreakout.
Cranking 2 home runs tonight.
And these were firm fastballs. He had 97 and 98 mile-an-hour fastballs right center, and then turns on a fastball here for a 3-run home run well out to left center field.
He is our first 2026 Toyota Player of the Game.
He's really looked comfortable in spring training. Very comfortable here tonight.
Logan O'Hoppe is the batter now as he takes ball 1 from the new pitcher Ben Kasparius.
Kasparius was real big out of the, either rotation or out of the bullpen last year for the Dodgers. Used him a lot.
So he racked up some innings, 77 overall in that dual role. I used him behind an opener, used him as a straight reliever sometimes. Got a good arm. Did not pitch in the playoffs for them though last year. 2 balls and a strike now on O'Hoppe. You look back to Game 7 of the World Series, and the Dodgers basically used all of the guys, with the exception of one, that they will use in their starting rotation this year. It's basically all their starters. They saved all their best guys for that last game. 2 balls, 2 strikes on O'Hoppe.
And a lot had to go their way to win that World Series. You have bases loaded with 1 out of the 9th inning for Toronto at home and unable to score. Good pitching.
3-2 now to count, but if you label your starters as your best pitchers, well, those are pretty much all the guys Dave Roberts used in high leverage situations at the very end of that World Series. Even in Game 6, along with Game 7. That ball is hammered, but hooking foul.
Well, you felt it was just the opposite the year before, where the bullpen was the reason why they won that World Series against the Yankees. In the whole season.
So they didn't have any starters.
Yep.
Three balls and 2 strikes. Roki Sasaki was a big part of their bullpen in the postseason. Is going to be back in their rotation this year. We'll see him tomorrow. And Shohei is going to pitch Tuesday in that last exhibition game. Hoppe draws a walk. Well, we're going to hear more about what a hot mess we are at Jack in the Box.
Hot Mess is back with spicy jalapenos, onion rings, and gooey pepper jack cheese.
Welcome to Jack in the Box.
Oswald Peraza bats with the bases loaded.
Yes.
Ground ball hit up the middle. It's Freeland who grabs it, throws it on the run, and gets the out at first. A run is in as Adele scores. RBI for Peraza makes it 11-5. got to tell you, we make our long-awaited return to the booth here, and the first thing we hear is a hot mess is back.
Yes.
Oh, we should take some umbrage with that. That's ridiculous.
I feel pretty good about ourselves now.
Here's Zach Neto trying to knock in a couple more. Angels have scored 4 in this inning. Neto trying to make it 6 with that line drive, but it hooked foul. No balls and a strike on Neto. Yeah, a hot mess is back, and here we are.
We are a hot mess. And why wouldn't we be?
I mean, that's upsetting. That's on day one. 1 ball, 1 strike. I haven't seen the Dodgers challenge at all tonight. The Angels have challenged 4 pitches.
Yes.
They won 2, they lost 2.
Yes.
The Dodgers haven't challenged any in this game so far. 1 ball, 1 strike on Neto. High fly. This should end the inning. It's the center fielder Quintero to make the catch to end the inning. Soler with a bomb. His second tonight. The Angels cut into the Dodger lead.
Here we go. 5, 4.
At MLB Network, covering baseball isn't just what we do, it's who we are.
You're about to be entertained and amazed. So I just want to show you a few at-bats because it was incredible.
Connecting fans to the game is in our DNA.
Welcome everyone to MLB Tonight, the national pregame show. He added 2 new pitches this year.
In season.
Hello, family.
Off season.
Not every day we hand out Cy Young awards.
Every season.
That's how we do it here.
This is MLB Network, the home of baseball.
Angels at the Big A right here for Easter Sunday. Angels will take on the Mariners at 1 o'clock. Get your tickets today, angels.com/tickets. Oh, the Angels had that big Easter comeback last year against the Giants. Remember that one?
Yes. Peter Cottontail scored a winning run.
Adam Frazier is in the game at second base as Zach Earhart fouls one off. Jeimer Candelario, mentioned him as a possibility to make the roster. He's at first base. Really, Frazier and Candelario, both veteran non-roster invites that are likely to be on the opening day squad.
He's had some blasts in spring training.
And Candelario can hit. So could Frazier, for that matter. So, see if they still got it, so to speak. And you worry about guys getting older, but still enough left to make the team and see if they can carry that over. Frazier, a good presence on the infield. He can play outfield too.
And he's an amazing contact hitter too. He will put the ball in play.
Right. 0-2 on Earhart. It's a one hopper to short. That's Yolmer Sanchez in the game there, as he gets the out at first. Great Yolmer Sanchez.
A lot of big hits in spring training. Some game-winning hits.
Former White Sox. Former White Sox or Sox? You pluralize that for the former White Sox.
Oh, the Chicago twice this year for you.
Yeah, early in the season.
Yeah,
I'll
nice
say for
warm.
me when it's going to be 12.
How's your shoveling skills from this winter?
They're fine. My obliques are strong. Earhart takes ball 1. It was a snowy winter. Angels have taken Trout out of the game. A new center fielder out there as well. Sebastian Rivero's catching. Yeah, there's Teodosio in center. Well, Hoppy's out of the game too. It's Rivero now behind the plate.
Well, Teodosio put on a clinic out in the outfield defense. I mean, he was up amongst the leaders in defensive run saves out there. He made so many great plays.
Well, we didn't see him until August. Remember, he didn't get to the team until August. He played 50 games, and he had 10 outs above average. He was in the top 10 in all of baseball among center fielders. He had 7 defensive runs saved and 10 outs above average. He was quickly graded one of the top defensive center fielders in the game. Anderson with a swing and a miss there makes it 3-2 on Freeland.
Well, he was fearless. Anything hit in the air, he was trying to get every ball. Left fielder, right fielder, they had to make sure they called him off a bat as soon as the ball was hit off the bat. Otherwise, he was going to try to catch everything.
Ground ball inside out and right to Moncada at third. Feeds Candelario for the out there. So 2 down, and the batter will not be Shohei, who has been taken out of this game. Japanese WBC team fell short after they won the last couple. It's Venezuela winning this year.
How great of a World Baseball Classic was it?
That was awesome.
Unbelievable. Congrats to Venezuela on that one, too. They were unreal in that championship game against USA.
Yeah, what a celebration, too. You just see how much it meant to the Venezuelan team. A throwback performance from Eduardo Rodriguez in that final game. Even some of the guy like Miguel Cabrera. I mean, how cool was that to see how much it meant to him? He wasn't even playing anymore.
Yeah.
Just to see his home country secure that win, beat Team USA.
Suarez, that big double. I mean, he was phenomenal.
And what an interview he gave too to Ken Rosenthal after. It was an incredible tournament, and it has certainly captured the attention of the mainstream now. I mean, the WBC's television ratings were great. Stories written about it everywhere, and there's going to be a lot of excitement for when that comes back around in 3 or 4 years. That ball's crushed. This is James Tibbs the third, and he puts it out of Teodosio's reach for a home run.
It's a pretty impressive power, that part of the field. About 110 off the bat.
Tibbs is a former first-round pick. You know, he's been traded a couple of times already. He still ranks as a prospect. You can see why right here.
It's a four-seam fastball up the part of the strike zone. He just went with it and tried to pull it.
Short swing.
Always got to hold your breath. You never know with Teodosio. He was well over the wall.
He might just climb that whole rock pile out there and try to catch one. Alex Call is the batter here. Anderson hits the inside part of the plate. 2 balls and 1 strike. Probably noticing it has something to do with ABS. That little strike zone box is gone. There's a bouncing ball to the shortstop. Yolmer Sanchez will take care of that.
It has been far too long, and it is officially baseball season again.
It's the best day of the year.
It's showtime.
It is opening day. There's nothing like it.
How much fun is he to watch?
It's showtime. It is opening day. There's nothing like it.
The 2026 season of Angels baseball off right. Be one of the first 25,000 fans Friday, April 3rd or Saturday the 4th against Seattle. Take home an Angels wall calendar courtesy of SoCal Gas. Visit angels.com/promotions today. Jose Soriano has been tabbed as the Angels opening day starter. He'll face Hunter Brown Thursday in Houston.
Incredible stuff, and I love the fact he was so emotional when Kurt Suzuki told him he was going to be the opening day starter. It means so much to you as a pitcher to get a chance to be that guy on opening day. He has opening day ace stuff.
It's great to see Soriano get this chance. Here's Blake Trinan, who had a hard time staying healthy last year after really being a key part of the Dodgers winning the World Series the year before. Trinan had a hard time staying out there last year, though he did come back and pitched a lot in the postseason, although it wasn't terribly effective.
Yeah, walks were an issue for him last year.
There's Teodosio leading off, but yeah, Jose Soriano deserves the opportunity. And it'll be great to see him go out there against the Astros. A lot of people around baseball think that Soriano is ready to take that spot as a potential all-star.
A lot of people are talking about him being, it's obviously it's the first start of the year. We're talking about him getting votes for Cy Young. He's got that type of stuff. But what a pitching matchup. Hunter Brown versus Jose Soriano.
Brown is really one of the few constants in the Astros pitching staff. They had a whole new slew of pitchers. Framber Valdez is gone, and a few others as well.
When you think about Soriano, too, remember we talked about that last year. You always have that one tough inning. If you didn't have that tough inning, it was a 0 to 7, 8 innings. This is where I think the whole Mike Maddox effect is going to come into play for Soriano. You see it in spring training. He's there watching those conversations. I think that's going to turn out to be really big for him.
Trinan striking out Teodosio to start this 7th inning. As Jamer Candelario will be the batter. Candelario, a veteran, came up in the Cubs organization. Wasn't there for long. Became a steady big leaguer when he was with the Tigers. He's had some good years under his belt. Let's give the Angels a veteran presence on the bench should he make the team, and give Moncada and Shotwell some backup on the corners.
I always feel it's much easier when you have veterans as your bench players.
Yeah.
Because they know how to prepare mentally and physically. Younger players is tough. They're used to playing all the time. You get a little antsy out there at the plate, you jump out in front, chase some pitches.
Well, that's where Frazier will come into play. See Travis d'Arnaud, Candelario. All these guys will be available on the bench for the Angels, it would appear. Not made those final decisions yet. Swing and a miss as Candelario is down on strikes. Trinan strikes out the first two. You mentioned Frazier and Candelario. Josh Lowe will be a starter for this team, and Vaughn Grissom, maybe one last chance to really prove himself that he is a capable major league player. Certainly has the talent to be.
When you see him in uniform and when he's swinging and performing, whatever position in the infield, you see there's star potential with him. They thought he was going to be a star down there in Atlanta.
Yeah, well, they traded him for Chris Sale.
Chris Sale, they're a pretty good player if that's the case.
It just didn't materialize with the Red Sox. And it really seemed like the relationship fractured between Grissom and the Red Sox last year when Grissom was sitting at AAA and every single person around him was getting called up but him.
Yep.
So it seemed like the writing was on the wall there.
There's talent there, though.
Absolutely. There was a thought at one point that he was going to take over shortstop when Dansby Swanson left Atlanta. That didn't quite happen, and then he was traded for Sale, and then it didn't happen in Boston. So
Ron Washington was a big fan of his. Talked about him a lot.
So maybe the third time's the charm for Grissom, and he can get an opportunity to play here with the Angels. We'll see if he ends up making the team or not. He hasn't really played much over the last couple of weeks. 2 balls and 1 strike. He's out of options, so if he starts on the IL, you don't have to worry about that. He's certainly a guy we could see at some point. And we talked about Christian Moore earlier. Is he going to be able to take advantage of some playing time at AAA and work his way back into being a big league regular?
Still go back to that sound off the bat of Christian Moore. Special. Just a matter of him being confident enough to believe in himself. I mean, he won a championship at Tennessee.
He was their best player.
By far. On a really good program. He's going to be a really good player. It's just a matter of, you just got to have that trust. It's not easy at the major league level.
Full count on Donovan Walton, veteran with a non-roster invitation to big league camp. 3-2 the count on Walton as he reaches base on a 2-out walk. Moncada will be the batter now as we take a trip with Kia. Ball and no strikes on Moncada. Getting a 4th plate appearance here tonight. It's this ball sharply. It's past the shortstop into center field. So that's probably a base hit.
Something that hard, I think it is base hit. It's 109 off the bat. He hit that one hard.
Morales, the shortstop, who couldn't keep up with that one off the bat of Moncada. Now Gustavo Campero comes off the bench to get an at bat. Spot that was occupied by Joe Adell. Big swing from Campero. Seen Campero get some big league looks over the last couple of years. Has really earned everything that has come to him at the professional baseball level.
Think about it. He was a catcher.
He was a bullpen catcher.
Yes.
His job was to catch bullpens. Wasn't even to really be a catcher on the team. Now he has etched his name into whatever encyclopedia of baseball that's still out there. Largely that's digital now. You don't get the big, remember the big baseball encyclopedia? That thing weighed about 500 pounds.
I think I have one of them at home.
Well, you're in it.
That's probably why I decided to get that.
You need a dolly to carry it around with you. As Campero strikes out.
Baseball and community go hand in hand. And with Pitch, Hit, and Run, you can make a lasting impact. Register to showcase the foundational skills of young athletes from your local community in the official youth skills competition of Major League Baseball, known as Pitch, Hit, and Run. Make an impact today. Pitch, Hit, and Run. Scan the QR code to sign up and host an event.
I'm not thinking about my shoulder when I'm throwing. I'm just going out there and enjoying it, like just having fun with it, working hard. And yeah, at this point, it's like shoulder surgery feels like it was 2 years ago or 40 years ago, whatever. And I'm just out there building up, trying to get ready for this season and make an impact this year.
Santiago Espinal starts off the 8th inning with a double, as we heard from Ben Joyce, who figures to factor into the bullpen sooner than later.
Yeah, I was watching some of his bullpens down in spring training. This nice, free and easy. His slider was so sharp. We know that fastball. Remember that game against the Dodgers where he threw that one, was at 106 miles an hour? Rounded it off with 105.5. I preferred the 106 that day. That was against, what, Tommy Edman. He punched him out.
Yeah. And they had the one against J.D. Martinez, too. It was close to 105, and Martinez said it was the fastest pitch he's ever seen.
Mixing that splinter and then a slider. Probably see him more likely in May, if not a little sooner.
The sooner the better from the Angels' standpoint. It's 12-5, a 10-run third inning put the Dodgers into a big lead early in this one. Two balls and one strike to count on Morales.
Sam Bachman is really throwing the ball well this year.
Zephyr John's had a good spring.
Yes.
Silseth will be in the bullpen undoubtedly. The bouncer foul. We'll see Reed Detmers starting tomorrow. Detmers has worked his way back into the rotation after his impressive season last year working out of the bullpen. There's Bachman. And Dom Chidi back down there as well. Ball is scalded into left center field for a base hit. And will bring home the 13th Dodger run of this game. Reed Detmer's on the mound tomorrow. We'll look forward to seeing him pitch Game 3 on Saturday in Houston.
Well, he was so good out of that bullpen last year, and I think that's going to help him be the starter. We envisioned him when he first came up, when he threw a no-hitter, an immaculate inning. Was a lot more aggressive, a lot more trust in his fastball coming out of the bullpen to go along with a wipeout slider, great curveball. His changeup, it's more of a split finger changeup he's been working with, and that's going to be an effective one as a starter because he can utilize all 4 of those pitches.
Yeah, it really feels like this is Detmer's time now. And he has the opportunity in front of him to make himself what it seems like the potential always was for him to be a top-of-the-line starter at the major league level.
Well, I still remember one time talking to Clayton Kershaw about it because they got locked up in a game here at the Big A where both put up, I think, 7 zeros, and he said, this kid has got a chance to be an outstanding superstar-type pitcher, and that's coming from Kershaw. So he has that stuff, but just being ready and being successful and being consistent, that's what you look for to get to that next level.
1 ball, 2 strikes on Dalton Rushing. Rushing part of that University of Louisville baseball squad at one point as well. And a big time prospect in his own right. Although he's in the worst position in the world, it seems like, being stuck behind Will Smith. What's he supposed to do?
Yes.
Kind of like Michael Busch. You know, Michael Busch was stuck behind Freeman, and they traded him to the Cubs, and he performed great last year. I wonder if that'll be the case at some point for Rushing. A strike 3 call. He wants to immediately ask for the review.
Call is a strike, and the batter is challenging.
Rushing said, I'm not striking out on that. Try again. But he is striking out.
And that's got a lot of the plate, too.
Call is correct. Los Angeles Dodgers have 1 challenge remaining.
I mean, he was so confident, and he's a catcher, too. Yep. I think ABS would be kind of fun this year with some of these.
Definitely.
Especially when they're meaningful. We're going to see some challenges in meaningful spots.
Yeah, you wonder, as on the offensive side, which player for the Angels will challenge. I would think Shawnuel might be that guy who challenge the most.
Who's that? Neto?
Well, Neto will be right there too. He'll do it, but I think Shawnuel would be the guy I think we might challenge the most.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see if Shawnuel. Although I saw him say the other day, I don't know if he didn't seem like he is going to be that confident in making those challenges, but we'll see.
But the regular season is right around the corner too.
It certainly is. I think it comes down to confidence a lot too, and you know, nobody on that side in a red jersey is more confident than Neto.
Yeah, oh, definitely.
Big Papa, or whatever he calls himself. He and him alone.
Yeah. Well, we both talked about it. We saw him in spring training. We call him 20-20-20 guy. And he says, I want to be 30-30-30. So 30 home runs, 30 stolen bases, 30+ doubles. He's got that in him. How great is this to be at the ballpark here tonight?
Swing and a miss. Anderson gets a strikeout. You know, it simultaneously feels like it's been a long time and that we've never left. You know, 6 months go by and you come back and it all looks the way it should. Yeah. You're right back in your seat here and everything's right with the world again. There's nothing like it. You don't get this in the other sports. 2 outs.
It's every day.
Yeah.
It's a game every day.
It's such a Baseball's trying to quicken, maybe a quicker game, and I understand that. That's for TV. When you're at the ballpark, though, you kind of just sit back in your chair and you just take it all in, and however long it takes is how long it takes. And you don't feel rushed when you're at a baseball game, even with the pitch clock, like you do on the other sports.
You just never know what could happen in a baseball game. Still think we got to get those Angels in the outfield back out here again.
I heard that we will. It's 13-5 as we head to the bottom of the 8th.
Venezuela's finest has brought the party here to Miami now. I can't believe they threw him another fastball. Ball was absolutely crushed. I can't believe they threw him another fastball.
Trout's 400th career home run. What a wallop it was, too, at Coors Field. The first 25,000 fans in attendance Tuesday, April 7th against Atlanta will receive the Trout 400th homer bobblehead courtesy of Nitto Tire. Visit angels.com/promotions. 485 feet.
Just the sound and the distance and the relief for Trout, too.
Yeah, once he got to about 398 or so, it slowed down. He only had one home run in all of August last year. Didn't have a whole lot happening in the first half of September, but he let loose on that one and hit a few more after. Josh Lowe is going the distance tonight as he bats once again here in the bottom of the 8th, and he'll face Alex Vesia, the pitcher for the Dodgers. Pitch there by Vesia. Vesia certainly had a challenging final month of the baseball season last year. And very publicly so, as his wife was expecting right around the time of the World Series. There's a ground ball up the middle, handled by Morales, who gets low for the first out. And unfortunately, Vesia's daughter, Sterling, didn't make it through the birth. The baby passed away shortly after. Alex addressed it right as spring training was beginning this year, and everything that he and his wife went through and how important the baseball community was. I mean,
what Toronto did also.
Yeah, I was going to say, during the World Series, the Blue Jays were just as supportive of him as the Dodgers were. This ball is hooked deep to the left field corner. As it ends up foul off the bat of Sebastian Rivero. 1 strike, but I'm sure for Alex Vesia, there's at least some normalcy and some comfort in being back on the mound and doing what he loves to do and pitching in the major leagues again.
Yeah, he's about as competitive as any pitcher you'll ever see on the mound.
He's into it. He gave a fist bump after the first out of this inning. The Dodgers up by 8 in a spring training game. A lot of enthusiasm from the now veteran left-hander in Vesia.
He moves around out there to left side. It reminds me of a Albert Bosky back in the day.
Your fellow countryman there.
Yes.
The mad Hungarian.
Yes. Still waiting for that team to get going. The team,
Where's the Hungary team?
Yeah.
I saw Ireland's trying to kick around getting a team of the Irish Americans. If Italy could have all the Italian Americans, a lot of Irish Americans playing too. No swing there. 2 balls, 2 strikes on Rivero. Remains to be seen as well if Major League Baseball will participate in the Summer Olympics in 2028. Well, that would be a smaller tournament than the WBC. Only 6 teams would participate. Ball struck well, but it hangs in the air long enough for Alex Call to make a sliding catch. 2 outs. A reminder after the game, stick around for Angels Live postgame presented by Kia with Patrick O'Neill and Bobby Valentine. Can you stuff 2 bigger characters onto your television screen than Patio and Bobby V?
That's Hall of Famer Bobby V.
Yeah, Mets Hall of Fame has come calling for Bobby Valentine, rightfully so.
Patio.
0-1 to Adam Frazier batting for the first time tonight. Some good years with the Pirates earlier in his career.
Real good contact guy, but he can turn on a fastball inside. That's his power spot.
Well, that home run here he hit a couple of years ago in the 9th inning off of Estevez. It was a backbreaker at the time against the Angels. He was with the Royals that year. Last year he went back to Pittsburgh and then got traded back to Kansas City. So spent last season on his 2nd time around for 2 different teams. He's one of those guys you want up when you have men in scoring position and you need a clutch hit.
Yes. As a pitcher, he's your worst nightmare because he's putting it in play. Somebody's going to have to make a play behind you on the mound against him because he's not going to strike out. He's going to make contact.
2-out walk, and now the batter will be Yolmer Sanchez, which in his time in the major leagues in the past as a member of the White Sox. Back in 2018, Sanchez actually led the American League in triples. And then in 2019, he won a Gold Glove for the White Sox. So he was pretty accomplished back then. Morphed into a AAA roster depth type of guy. Yeah, Alfonso Marquez basically saying, you have a challenge.
Yeah.
You don't like a pitch, don't show me up, just challenge. Dalton Rushing kind of calming the waters, but I kind of get the home plate umpire's point. You don't have to shrug your shoulders.
Yeah.
Just tap your head and challenge it if you want to. These umpires are going to get a little grumpy, I think, about some of these challenges.
Absolutely.
Late time is called here. I believe it was the plate umpire calling it a pitch timer violation. Now Dave Roberts will go to the mound. You mentioned that Vesia could be excitable out there.
Yeah.
I think Dave Roberts just wants to calm him down right now. Can you imagine Hirschbeck or some of those guys back in your day having to deal with challenges?
Oh, yes.
That's how I made it.
Hello.
Yo.
Hey.
You know what I'm thinking?
What are you thinking?
Hawks, Pelicans, Raptors, dinosaur parlay.
Okay.
I feel like mascots should affect the...
Is back at the Big A. Don't miss your Angels' first series of the year against the Mariners. April 3rd to the 5th. Join us for a home opener red carpet event on the 3rd. And finish it off with the Braves in town, April 6th through the 8th. Angels.com/tickets to secure your seats today. Walt Weiss, the new manager of the Atlanta Braves.
Halo's got a serious schedule here early on, too.
Some good teams early.
Yes.
Certainly the Astros will be formidable. The Cubs were a playoff team last year.
Seattle, the Braves. Then you go to Cincinnati, New York, play the Yankees.
Yeah, all teams that were in the mix last year, minus Atlanta, although they figured to be back this year. They thought that was kind of a one-year injury-riddled blip that the Braves went through last year. Well, Brian Snitker's retired as manager, so Walt Weiss, who was managed before in the big leagues, who was the bench coach there, takes back the managerial job.
He's a great guy, too. Great baseball guy.
And those great A's teams in the late 80s when they had the Bash brothers.
He was a Rookie of the Year also when they had that string of Rookie of the Years with Oakland.
Yeah, it was he was sandwiched between Canseco and McGuire. There's a little roller as it's grabbed on the run by Morales. Close play. Teodosio showing off the speed, but he's out during the inning.
Longest this year, 122 miles an hour.
Talk about electricity.
Last year's StatCast standouts were off the charts. Who's ready to wow this season? Find out in the 2026 StatCast preview, Wednesday at 9 Eastern on MLB Network.
Never run from what I'm faced with. Came out the basement, young, strong, and courageous. That's how I made it.
From
we recognize the athleticism of the elite security down there?
Unbelievable. I give him a 10. That pretty good.
Yeah. Look at that.
I mean, come on, Joe Ryan.
It's all part of the experience.
This is an experience tonight.
Oh, look out. In between the legs of Jose Altuve, almost clipped his buddy in the on-deck circle.
Hey, that'll wake you up.
And Fortes is able to hang on to the foul tip.
Fortes getting a little help from the love handle there.
Here's Jackson, the last time at bat in Reggie Jackson's career.
I would compare my career to a farmer. It rained when you wanted, sunshine when you wanted to. And when you loaded up your truck.
TV setting up the mic, the tie. Somebody help him, please.
Yes.
There we go. Thank you. Kia Postgame Live is coming up with Bobby Valentine.
When does the postgame start? That time may take a bit. He's awesome, man. He's so funny.
Why do you have two buttons now? You got a button back up? There we go. We're getting closer.
Yes.
Bobby's going to go into the Mets Hall of Fame this year, and then that same weekend, the Mets are giving away a Bobby Valentine disguise as well. So they'll really be in Bobby's world.
Maybe they'll give away a tie too.
I pop up on foul ground. Candelario has that one. Drew Pomeranz on the mound here, one of the key veterans added to the Angels bullpen, pitching here in the 9th inning.
Great season last year, 57 games and a whip is 1.07.
With the Cubs last year, he was a big part of them making the postseason. He even was an opener in some of those postseason games that the Cubs played. So he was heavily relied on by Craig Counsell. He was a guy, he basically said he's 37 now, and he wasn't going to wait around unless there was a major league deal for him, because he'd been kind of in and out. He had so many injuries over the years.
In spring training with the Halos a couple years ago also.
He's bounced around a lot. Just trying to catch on, and finally he was able to do that with the Cubs last year. He pitched in 6 of their 8 playoff games last year.
Get that real good knuckle curve. That just barely went off the outside corner.
Pomeranz said he actually used the Chapman baseball compound in Irvine to get himself back into baseball playing shape after all those injury problems. Here's Teodosio. You see the range and the smoothness. Wow. He made that look routine, and for some guys that would have been a double.
Yeah, I mean, it just glides after the baseball. No wasted effort. Talking about a guy that takes a lot of pride in his defense, that would be Teodosio.
Well, that's his calling card. That's the reason why he's got a real shot to make the opening day roster. This is Tibbs, who hit a line shot of a home run his last time out. James Tibbs III out of Florida State. He was a high draft pick, selected by San Francisco just 2 years ago. And then he was part of the Rafael Devers trade. So he went to Boston last June, and then the Red Sox traded him 6 weeks later for Dustin May. So Tibbs, a first-round pick, a prospect, but he has been traded twice in a short time. Two balls and 2 strikes on Tibbs. Another well hit ball, but he got under this one.
Yeah, tied him up enough on that fastball.
It's quick hitting for Pomeranz. 1-2-3.
NBA, always something different.
All night, every night.
Nailed it.
Damn good.
Bucket.
Bucket. Oh, get that out of here.
Yes!
Boom.
Bang! Count it.
New customers get up to $300 back in bonus bets every day for 10 days if your bets don't win.
MLB The Show 26 has more roads to greatness than ever before.
Makes the grab at the wall.
Bringing expanded amateur years, 19 colleges, the chance to leave your legacy at Cooperstown, captaining your squad through the World Baseball Classic, and action that feels more real than ever. With so many ways to play, you might have to steal time from somewhere else.
Great work, Aaron. He's a little stiff today, no?
MLB The Show 26. Make your mark.
Rated E for everyone.
Here we go. 5, 4.
At MLB Network, covering baseball isn't just what we do, it's who we are.
You're about to be entertained and amazed. So I just want to show you a few at-bats because it was incredible.
Connecting fans to the game is in our DNA.
Welcome everyone to MLB Tonight, the national pregame show. He added 2 new pitches this year.
In season.
Hello, family.
Off season.
Not every day we hand out side awards.
Every season.
That's how we do it here.
This is MLB Network, the home of baseball.
Well, we certainly served it up over the plate. This is a burger fit for a home run king, the 99 burger in honor of Aaron Judge. They sell a bazillion of these at Yankee Stadium. It looks pretty good. I feel like we passed the test. What about you?
I think so.
Lost and found, what's up?
Hey, it's Tarek. I can't find my new air cap anywhere. 940 Apex. It just came out.
940 Apex.
It's super lightweight.
Mesh back.
I'm not seeing it, man.
Sorry.
Game today. Let's get it started. Halos with the series with the Dodgers. Get it started on the broadcast side. Get it started where you get real baseball here at Big League Stadium here tonight here at the Big A. The next two at Dodger Stadium before on their way to Houston.
I'm excited for the.
Got a chance at the roof being open there, I think, right?
Gotta have it. It's early in the season. Gotta have it, unless it's going to rain. Candelario takes ball one. See Jose Altuve back at second base for the Astros again. He and Mike Trout both planning to start on opening day for the 14th time in their careers. This is Ronan Kopp on the mound for the Dodgers. Just another 6'7" reliever.
Yes.
Stalking the earth.
Being down in camp with the Angels, there are some gigantic pitchers for the Halos. I mean, gigantic. Well, first of all, when you have Ryan Johnson and Jack Lahanowitz alone, but then you mix in Shores and the other ones. I mean, these are some tall pitchers.
This is Trey Mancini getting an opportunity to be on the big league team, and there you go. There's a base hit off the bag at second base. So Mancini, who's had a tough spring, will take that.
What a great guy, too. Get a chance to talk to him in spring training. It's his story we all know a lot about, but he was a phenomenal player for a lot of years. And with that health issue, he's a great guy, great player.
Just soaking up every chance he gets to be in a big league uniform. And whatever is next for Trey Mancini. The Angels are happy to have him around as Ben Gobble swings and misses. Balls and 2 strikes. Think about a guy like Ben Gobble. I mean, he's 26 years old. He has not been considered a prospect at any point. This might be the only time he ever plays in a major league stadium in a game like this. And we'll see.
What a great moment it is for him, too.
Yeah. It's a ground ball. Could be a double play. A little blip there at short, but the Dodgers still turn it. And that's that. 13-5 is the final. The Dodgers win in the start of this exhibition Freeway Series. 2 to go before opening day.
A lot to like, though, as far as Mike Trout, a couple hits, Soler with a couple home runs. George Clawson, those first couple innings was very, very impressive. Just kind of overthrew a little bit in that third inning, but there's a lot to like about his stuff, that's for sure.
Good night for Jorge Soler, hitting those 2 homers as the Angels will try again tomorrow. Reed Detmers against Roki Sasaki over at Dodger Stadium tomorrow night. 13-5 is the final. We'll be back tomorrow from Dodger Stadium as the Freeway Series continues. Our pregame will start at 5:30. Coming up next is Angels Live postgame. Patio and Bobby B will lead you through that. For Gooby and Eric and our great crew, all back together again. I'm Wayne Randazzo saying good night from the Big A.